Oh, what a day I have had. Welcome, my name is Jack. Last night I sat down with Dean Hill-Jowett, creator of Untold Destiny, a TTRPG which seeks to bring back a classic sense of role-playing. He ran an adventure for us, that is, myself, Veriax, and the Brass Dragon, that we are calling Blue Flower, Red Thorns. Please enjoy Session 1.
Midway. Founded in 105 post-Ashfall. Settled in the middle of a huge lava flow, a small village that grew into quite the city. It has the name, the City of Smoke and Fire, because it exists in the middle of this lava flow where there are many rare resources to be found. Because of that, it was considered worth the effort defending, securing, and expanding. In fact, in 201 post-Ashfall, the Great Forge was created, was finished. And there, weapons for the Harbour Protectorate were created. The dwarves themselves playing quite a part in the foundations and the forging of the forge itself. So, Midway. It's an interesting place, called Midway because it is the midpoint between two major trade hubs. Quite a population, 35,000. Not all of them live in Midway. Quite a few live out in the slums. That's where the workers are, the poor, the ones who don't quite have the backing of the great houses. We're now 824 post-Ashfall, sometime in the future, and Midway, a stinking, horrid place it has become. Except for the people who live here, they don't mind the smell, they don't mind the smog and the heat, and they laugh at the visitors who choke in the streets and struggle to survive in this harsh environment. It's the slums we are focused on now, or rather the edge of the slums. And here we see two strange people, a dwarf and a human, heading towards this hovel. The hovel erected somewhat away from the rest of the slum buildings, and with a couple of signs, warnings about not getting too close to it. In fact, even the passers-by seem to give it wide berth. But these two strangers begin to approach the hovel. So, Barrick, would you like to describe yourself?
Yes, Barrick is a Wilderlands warrior, a barbarian of sorts, a wanderer. He's not the typical sort of smithy, heavily armored dwarf, but he's not exactly foreign to the this idea of a great forge and all these weapons and all that. But he is very much, he's just walking around, not a lot on. He's got some like fur covering a cloak. He's got very thick, like unkempt beard and hair with a little bit like streaks of grey. He's somewhat aged. But mostly he's just got tattoos on his otherwise very muscular bare chest and a big great axe in his hand and a warhammer on his back.
Fantastic. And the human beside him. Corveth, would you like to describe yourself?
Yeah, Corveth is a lean, gangly kind of figure with a wiry kind of strength that comes with growing up in a place like this. Corveth dresses very practically in dark, hard-wearing clothes and leathers, again with a cloak and a hood. He has a short bow slung over his back and his trusty machete, which he uses to hack at whatever comes close or whatever he needs to get through at his hip, as well as a plethora of other equipment, because Corveth is a pathfinder. He lives in the wilds and is most at home there.
You must be feeling quite uncomfortable this close to Midway, and you wouldn't normally be this close had it not been that your friend, loose term here, Endurian, has requested both of your aid. You're approaching his hovel. It's unusual for him to ask for help. It's unusual for him to ask for anything, sir. Is there anything you'd like to do before you approach the hovel?
What sort of describe the door of this hovel? Is it like a weak flimsy thing?
No, it looks quite solid. It's not fitted too perfectly. There's rather large gaps here and there, but you don't really have a rat problem in Midway, so it's not too bad. But it looks a fairly decent hovel. Lots of patchworks across it.
So I won't accidentally knock the door from its hinges when I knock on it as hard as possible.
You hope not.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to gesture to Corvith to go first.
Have we been here before, or is
you both have visited?
So so this is where we normally come to meet.
Yes, for one of you to drop off herbs and what you found, another one to pick up what they become.
Well, this elf, I don't really talk too much to him. He normally just sends me out to fetch things and in the wild. Don't know about you. What was your name again? Corvith?
Yes, Corvith. And I normally just pick things up to use in the wild. It's dangerous out there, and I need all the equipment that I can get.
Barrack gives him a sort of nod of approval. He's a fellow wildlands warrior. Well, maybe not a warrior looking at you, but a wanderer, shall we say?
Corvith frowns, but lets the comment pass and says, "Yes, being in this kind of area makes me uneasy. I much prefer to be away from people normally."
Me too. Even though, look, there's a load of dwarves wandering around, but they're not my kind of dwarf. Well, let's go disturb this bloody this elf. See what he wants this time.
Okay. Corvith just motions after you.
Right, so I bang on the door as hard as possible.
Okay. We now see the inside of the hovel, and papers go kind of flying as a elf is almost scared witless by the sudden noise. Let's have a look. Endurian, could you describe yourself, please?
So I'll open the door and sort of describe that way. Is that acceptable?
That's absolutely fine.
Brilliant. So yeah, you hear sort of blast and damn from inside, and then sort of a shuffling around and muttering in language that I don't think you guys understand, but you can tell is bad words. And as you then hear me sort of approach the door, and I sort of open it quite roughly, and it's a big creak, and you see Endurian, and I am a tall, well over 6 foot, thin elf type thing. But where most elves are sort of beautiful and graceful and lovely, Endurian's got really bad posture. His face is quite long and gaunt. His nose a little hooked, and he's got this matted, sort of frayed white grayish hair now. Stained a little bit yellow with the soot and fumes of Midway, and black eyes and white pupils, and very sort of seems to be constantly sweating in the heat of the environment. And he's got a dirty handkerchief pressed against his thin lips as he opens the door. I've told you once, I've told you 1,000. Oh, yes.
Did you forget you were expecting us?
Not for another day. I thought you've made very good time.
It's hard to tell day from day in here. The sun's blotted out by soot, day and night. Yeah. And you need to go somewhere where there's more sun anyway.
Yes.
You're looking a bit pasty.
He's very pallid, very pale.
Do you need our help or not?
Yes, do come in. There's the kettle is boiling over, the magma over there. It's just hot
wonderful
water. There's some herb on the left. Do not eat the ones on the right. Just put the ones on the left in the water. It'll give it some nice flavor. And I'll let them in. And my home is basically a single room, which is part study, part bedroom, part kitchen.
I accidentally knock whatever light fixture you have with my great axe as I enter the door.
As it swings back, it sort of clonks me in the forehead. Don't blast it, dwarf!
You need a bigger house, mate.
I'm regretting this already.
No, you won't regret what I have to tell you, Corvus. You won't at all. And I'll shut the door, and I'm going to kind of like, I've got these wooden shutters. I'm going to close them, like look out of them, and close them. And yes, good. Do make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen. I shall be with you in but a moment. Very, very delicate situation. And you can see that I've actually got quite a few. I'm wearing like these what were once very nice, elegant black sort of tunic robe type things. But they are stained with what you hope isn't blood, and they are singed and burnt and tattered. And in fact, you'll notice that parts of my hair, I've got several bald parts of my head where things have gone wrong. And so I sort of take I go over to this bench where there's a little bubbling vial, and I sort of take it. And I say, perfect. And then I sort of put it into another one and sort of give it a little stir, and then I stopper it. Perfect indeed. Here you are, Corveth. This is a new poison I have developed, and it should provide a little bit of a bite to your arrows or to your. Is that a sword?
It is a sword.
Well, either
As far as
way,
you're concerned.
give it a try, my lad. Give it a try.
Corvus will take the potion. When you say, make yourself at home, Corvus will sort of stand by the door and look as probably as uncomfortable as possible.
Do sit down, boy.
He doesn't.
Make it look untidy.
He takes it and he sort of goes to. He watches you as he sort of like moves it to his nose to sniff it, as if that's okay. And
You
just
might want
gives
to
it a bit of a
careful doing that. It's going to make you a little bit dizzy. What I've just given you is a dazing poison.
Okay.
Which is very good. In fact, I'll do it in character. That will slow your opponents, make them sluggish, cloud their mind. You'll find it quite useful, I think.
Excellent. I put the stopper on and tuck it away somewhere safe for where I can get it easily.
Yeah.
Now, friends, I'm going to sort of pull up a stool, and as I sit on it, it's a bit too low, so my knees kind of come up. And I take a little cup and pour some kettle water out of my sort of breast pocket. I'll produce a small vial, and I'll sort of pour it in. The haze of Midway, it affects my eyes terribly. I find this helps the headaches, and I down. It's scalding hot water, but down it goes.
That was the wrong one, mate. That was the poison.
No, that's the other. Oh dear. No, I'm quite sure that was fine. Will you both please sit down? You're making the place look untidy.
I am sitting down.
No apologies.
Right, Corvus will slink down onto whatever nearest surface there is, but more like lean against it rather than sit.
A couple of scrolls and a small tome go clattering to the floor as you lean on something.
Oh, Artemis preserve me. Well, gentlemen, you have both worked for me and bought from me for some time, and I have come to value your skills, or Corveth, in your case, your money. I have a proposition. You know, of course, of the two moons in the sky, the fox and the hound, and as the hound is always chasing the fox and attempting to catch it, it only ever passes by. However, once in 20 years, the moons align perfectly. The hound will catch the fox. Do be patient, dwarf. I have found in a book in the meager library of this human city that describes a certain plant, the Carulius rubiconus. It has red thorns and a blue flower. It only blooms during the convergence of the moons, once every 20 years. And the book that I have found, written by one Harold Glimbane, says that there is a large source of these, supposedly, on the other side of the bridge, in a place called the Devil's Crack, as these things tend to bloom only surrounded by lava and only in deep crevices.
Okay.
Now, we are going to go, the three of us, and procure as much of these flowers as we may.
It's very presumptuous of you, wizard.
I'm going to sort of smile, and as I do, like a little like sparrow type thing, like a construct made entirely out of a very dim light, kind of hops onto my shoulder, and it kind of and you'll see that as its light kind of touches my neck, I'm slightly I'm less pallid than I should be, and there's like a grey sheen to me. And I sort of grin at you, and I've got these sort of yellowed teeth, and I say, "Don't you like money?"
Money's a means to an end.
Indeed. Think of all the new and shiny equipment you could have, how comfortably you could camp out in the wilds. I am quite certain there are many of these flowers in this location. At least that is what my research has led me to believe. A pound of those flowers fetches 100 florins.
You what?
100 florins, my friend.
Could get a nice shiny axe with that.
Oh, you could have many shiny axes with 100 florins. But think more on this. Imagine the knowledge that would come with seeing this bloom.
Knowledge.
Knowledge, my friend, is power. And power brings more florins.
Well, whatever you say.
Indeed. What say you, Corveth? The dwarf seems quite enamored with the idea of shiny, clinky coin.
Well, having something worth that much is one thing, but being able to sell it is another. Do you have a buyer for these?
We could take them to the southern provinces. My people would be more than happy to buy. Or we could take them to harbour, where I suppose the Guild of Alchemists would also be more than happy to purchase such a rare plant. I'm sure you have both been to these places. You're intrepid adventurers, after all. I suppose you could find a buyer quite easily. But if you prefer, you may give me your share of the flowers, and I can create for you all the concoctions in the world. We will experiment our little hearts out, Corveth.
That seems to catch Corvus' attention more than the price of the cost of money. That maybe he'll get some, concoctions, and the value would be more than monetary, I guess. Yeah, that. So you see that sort of gleam in his eye.
I see. I have your attention there, my friend. I shall craft for you whichever potion I may be able to from these rare blooms. But do remember, they only bloom on one particular night, once every 20 years. Now, 20 years is not so much time to me, and probably not so much time to the dwarf.
Yeah, I've gotten bored of these convergences by now.
But, Corveth, this is what you might call a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you.
Maybe. But yet, I think you need me, because I'm the only person who would be able to get us there. So don't think that I know you're not just acting on this for me right now. I'm very convenient for you at this time.
Very astute, my friend. Very astute indeed. This is indeed what I would like to call a mutually beneficial arrangement. And he's got to sort of get his handkerchief back out. His damned fumes. You know, I had some patient in here the other day. He'd been burned horribly, and the stench from it, working in the forges, These poor wretches can hardly afford leather to stave off the heat, and when they come in contact with a rock or two, ugly things. I would very much like to afford some nicer accommodation somewhere else. Perhaps these flowers may be the key to that for me. However, the research that will come from these is incredible. Now, we have a total of 5 days if we leave tomorrow to get to the Devil's Crack, and that will land us on the eve of the flowers blooming.
And where is this? How far away is it?
I think probably a good idea for me to bring the map up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
There we are. Let's do that. So, I'll have like a little sketched map.
Yep.
Yeah.
I suppose. And I'll sort of point to us. Here we are, in the slums of Midway. We must go northeast through Northfell Tower and North Bank Tower, over the bridge on the Sea of Magma, and get ourselves thence, following east along the coast, and the Devil's Crack is there.
It's called the Flow, by the way.
Matters not. It is a horrible place. We must get over to the crack before the flowers bloom. My research indicates that should we miss it, we will not be able to gather them in a timely fashion, and they will become worthless to us.
Well, you did say we were a day early, so surely we've got plenty of fucking time.
We will be leaving tomorrow morning. It's dangerous in the wilds. I do not want to spend a single moment out there more than I need to.
Dangerous for you.
Wizard, why do we need to bring you?
Well, how else are you going to concoct your potions?
We can bring the plants back.
I would very much love to see these plants bloom. The experience itself will be worth many decades of research on its own, all acquired within a single night. I am coming with you, and so is Bill.
Bill?
You hear like a from outside. Bill.
Oh,
He
for the
carries my
love of
things.
God.
I have packed enough provisions to get me to the Devil's Crack. We will simply guard each other on our way there and return richer and wiser men.
We'll guard you.
My friend, I could turn your bones to ash with a thought. And then he's going to sort of sip. He's going to pour himself another little drink and sip.
He's talking shit, Corvus.
If I was going to be Ash, I'd have fallen into the flow long ago.
You don't look like a clumsy sword.
Exactly. I'm
And
very,
that is
very
why-
careful.
That is why I have selected you, Pathfinder. Now, as for the dwarf, I think he makes quite a good meat shield.
Listen, I'm quite small compared to you two. So be careful what you say to me along the journey, because I might just duck while you're behind me.
Point taken. But I suppose, judging from the tones of your voices, partners, that you're on board.
Oh, might as well be.
Excellent.
Yeah. Corvith will just nod abruptly. He's got nothing else on right now, so why not?
Excellent indeed. That's
So,
good.
with the arrangements made, an uneasy alliance formed. If it's okay with all of you, we're going to skip ahead about 3 days.
Oh, I thought we were leaving
Ooh.
tomorrow.
You are leaving tomorrow, and that journey has taken you across the northern span. It takes 2 days to cross the bridge, ending the first night at the North Flow Tower and the second night at the North Bank Tower.
Mhm.
It is the morning of that night that we rejoin the story.
That is
You
2
Sorry.
rations used, yes?
No, because North Flow Tower and the North Bank Towers have provisions already as part of
brilliant.
so they always put on a communal stew. It's standard fare, but it's food. It's food. So you don't need to worry about rations for the first 2 days.
Brilliant. I'm going to make a joke about Corvus falling in maybe halfway through the first halfway through this first day. I'll make a joke about falling in.
Yeah. You all of you have traveled the span several times. It's a very wide bridge. It's designed to carry the huge long trade caravans that go up towards harbour. It's as choking as everywhere is on Midway. The fumes, the heat. In Dorian, your eyes when you reach the North Bank are the headache is pounding. It's worse than it has been.
Oh dear.
However, at the North Bank, especially in the morning, as the sun begins to rise, the heat of the lavas behind you and ahead of you, you're seeing out towards right in the distance, the Aya expanse. But it's more to your right that you look now. The shoreline continuing on towards the Devil's Crack. It's at this point you realize you're now heading out into the wilds away from the fairly secure and safe paths. This is now when things can become dangerous. So, you're leaving the safety of Midway. How are you proposing to travel now that you're moving into the wilds? The shoreline is mostly volcanic rock, pits of ash. You get rocky outcrops, crystalline structures. There's quite a variety of things. In addition to some of the wildlife that tends to be in this area.
Well, do we know if the wildlife along the shore, along the flow, is more dangerous than what we might find in the hills?
It would be different to what you find in the hills. And doing a detour up to the hills, the hills are going to slow you down quite a bit.
Yeah, and we are pressed for time.
And you've got the journey to the Crack will take about 2.5 days from here, and it's the evening of that 3rd day that the moons align. So what you've had over the past few days, there are 2 moons in Kaseya, and they're getting very close together. So at night, when they rise, one rises first, the other one rises not too long after, and that gap is getting thinner and thinner, and the moons are getting brighter and brighter. So you anticipate for the next few days at least, at night, it's almost going to be daylight because the moons are going to be reflecting so much light back onto the ground.
Very well.
Good. We can travel more ground.
Yeah.
I do require rest when the sun goes to sleep, friend. But I suppose I can push forward a little more. He's going to sort of cough into his handkerchief. At least the air is somewhat fresher out here. More bracing, even if it is intolerably hot. And there are less people bothering me with you two around. Still, friend Corvus, you are the Pathfinder. Find the path.
Well, you need to endure a few days of hardship, my friend, in order to reach there. Think of the knowledge. Think of the coin as you struggle on and trying to stay awake for just a few extra hours as we try to reach our goal. Would you do that?
My friend, you are speaking a motivational language I have not heard since my father's sermons. Very well. We shall continue onward. Besides, and he's going to pat Bill, the donkey. Bill can carry my things, and if you need to offload some weight, feel free to make use of his services. I shan't even charge you.
Is that thing going to survive the journey?
I should hope so. Bill is a very smart donkey.
The terrain is rough, but we should stick to the to the flow. Keep it in sight. Otherwise, we might lose our way. If we end up in deep in hills, we'll lose too much time.
Do I know of any creatures that might emerge from the flow?
Not really, no.
Okay, so it's sort of our backs to the flow is like a flank that is kind of safe.
Yeah. So, and it's also from a navigational point of view. You've always got a reminder. Yeah.
Indeed, and it comes with the added bonus if we can't be attacked from the south.
Indeed, and if anything does attack us, we throw them into the lava.
Would I know if there's anything that can live in the lava? I've got a list of things that sound fiery, but would they survive in the lava?
No. There's one that would, the elemental.
I haven't got an elemental, so. But I might know about that. So I might be aware that there are things that can attack us from the fire, but the chances are they will come from inland. Yeah.
Of course, you've all heard the tales of the fire elementals. These are great beings made of fire, spirits or ancestors reborn in flame, or the elements brought alive by the ashfall. When a fire elemental, breaks free, becomes angered, then you don't want to be in the area, and these typically will survive within the lava.
A demon of the ancient world.
They could be called that. As you're making plans, you see one of the lava hoppers come out the tower and start to leap through down to the shore and then onto the lava itself, quickly moving from one solid piece of lava, coldish lava, to another, avoiding the hot streams as they carry a message out into the fields.
What does that look like? What is a lava hopper?
So it's a person, and they're specially trained to identify firm bits of lava that have cooled. So they hop from one bit of safety to another, and they can traverse the lava field. Typically, they are messengers, or they carry supplies to some of the outposts that are within the lava flow.
How much do you reckon one of those folk spends on footwear in a year?
Just go barefoot.
Perhaps they do. In fact, can I see if he's barefoot with my
he's
eyes?
got big boots on. Yeah.
Oh, no. Very much large boots.
Yeah.
Very large. Still, we have a day's journey ahead, and perhaps a bit more. Lead the way, friends.
I would warn us all as well, of course, that orcs and goblins, well, they like to travel around here, especially in the hills, little raiding parties. I don't really know about the skill of you two. I can take on one of the buggers, but if we encounter a whole raiding party, we're going to have to hide, all right?
Hiding would be appropriate.
And if your donkey is seen, it's going to be bait. They will tear it to pieces, and we'll get out of there, you understand?
Bill is carrying very important supplies for the research of the flowers at our destination. It is imperative that he makes it along with us. Now, I will also say, should we find that we are overwhelmed, if you can gather them into a small enough area, I can torch all of them at one time.
I just look at one of the pouches. I'm just curious. I'm just looking at one of the pouches that's in Bill's back. There's essential supplies. So any of them.
Yeah, you see. Not only does he have water skins and food, but you see writing implements. You see parchments and things like that.
I pull out like a paperweight.
Not that bad. He's carrying his own food, but he's carrying my herbalism kit. He's carrying my poison kit, and he's carrying. I am carrying the healing kit.
I was only looking at one of them. Well,
they're quite
paperweight. Okay,
they're on his back.
Essential. Yeah.
Essential for holding down the paperwork. Excuse me.
I concur with the dwarf. Evasion is always better than confrontation. The orcs and goblins can be very deadly. And might I remind you, wizard, that it's probably better that they eat your pack animal than you.
The pack animal that is carrying my life savings. Yes, of course. Let's continue and hope for the best. Perhaps we won't need to worry about hawks.
Okay, so
Foreshadowing.
you're looking to leave the
Mhm.
the watchtower here. You've camped here the night. This morning, as you're heading off, what kind of marching order are you planning? And you do note all the watchtowers have a bounty board, and goblins and orcs have bounties on them. For the goblins, it's each pair of thumbs is worth 5 pennies, and for the orcs, each pair of ears is worth 10 pennies.
Some extra opportunity for coins.
Yeah.
I would want to take point. I want to, I am the pathfinder, so I would want to be finding the path. Up ahead and trying to find the best route for the mule as well.
Okay.
The wizard in the middle, where he can shed some light.
Corveth, you're taking the lead.
Yeah.
Are you traveling ahead of the group or keeping very much together?
Ahead, so much as they're in sight, but not so much that we can have a dialogue. So maybe hand signals and stuff. But
this seems dangerous.
Yeah.
So about 100 feet then.
Say that, yeah.
Yeah. And then the three of you, including Bill there, are behind, traveling as a group, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, the elf and dwarf get stuck together.
Yes.
Bye, Aragorn.
What? Sorry, I'll be right back. Just 30 seconds. Won't be long. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
So, Corveth, you take the lead, heading off about 100 feet, going very carefully. This is quite familiar terrain. You're not too uncomfortable here. You keep an eye on the group at the back, and as they blunder along, the donkey,
clinking and clanking, and
Come on, Bill.
You're kind of glad to be probably a bit further ahead.
Yeah.
You're finding there's not much wildlife around here. There is a bit of life. You got these geckos and lizards, a couple of insects, quite large, but you're not finding anything you consider dangerous as the day begins to wind on. And as it comes towards evening, you have traveled a good 20 odd miles. The group, very tired behind you, as you now need to probably make camp, or are you looking to press on through the night?
Well, let's make camp.
Well, I think we should go on a little bit more as Corveth suggested.
Wow.
This is me saying this, and Durian wants to stop.
Right. Okay.
But you gave him that like motivational speech, and he's sort of gritting his teeth. You can hear him wheezing and sort of.
Because 20 miles is a long way, especially across Rush terrain.
Oh yeah, and he is not built for this.
No.
So you can hear him wheezing. You can see him leaning on Bill, and Bill is actually like holding his head up to him, like trying to steady him as he goes. It's a true friendship. And yeah, if you're looking back, Endurian's going to sort of meet your eyes, and he's going to sort of give you a nod, and he's leaning heavily on his stick. He's got a big stick. I forgot to mention that. And he's willing to carry on for another hour or two at least.
Yeah, but Corveth would kind of roll his eyes and go, "You sound like a set of broken bellows. If we carry on, that sound will just carry across the wilderness, attracting everything within a few miles. So it might be best that we make camp."
I could go another half mile at the least. And he's going to sort of cough a little bit more into...
It echoes around
them. These damned fumes.
Yeah. And
nothing like
will visibly just grimace. It's like you're stepping on a twig when you're trying to be quiet.
Give me just a moment. He's going to reach into one of the satchels on Bill, and he's got tinctures for his headache. So I suppose he could have a tincture for his cough, trying to soothe that a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's gonna, without putting any water, he's gonna sort of. You're gonna get like a really bitter, sweet smell as he uncorks it, even from sort of standing away from him. So it's strong and it's supposed to be diluted, but he just goes, "Look," and then you can sort of see him go, better. Let's continue. And that does seem to do the cough a little bit subsides, or at least for a bit.
Right, well, you're in charge, so if you keel over and collapse, it's your own fault.
It's only another half-mile, dwarf.
I sort of shoot Bravik a little glance, just like a raised eyebrow kind of thing, and then unspoken, and yeah, we can keep going then in kind of the same manner.
Okay, you've got a choice now. You can continue on the shoreline, but Corveth, you've got a pretty good path. The shoreline will still be visible on the one side, but you can cut through, probably shaving a good 5 miles off your journey. Are you looking to do that? Go more into the shoreline? It gets quite rocky, quite hard going, but it is shorter.
Because he's a selfish twat. Yes, he would. he would. Yeah, he'd kind of be in a kind of way enjoying this, enjoying the fact that this wizard that who's sort of like taught down to him for quite a while, in their meetings and always, thought a bit of a fool, now we're in his world, right? So rather than meeting and doing all these dealings and stuff, so yes, I think he would just with a wry smile, maybe not the wisest thing in the world, but he would choose the shorter, harder path.
Okay. So with that, you begin to now move. The shoreline remains ever visible as a glow to your right, but your path now takes you down into gullies and up rises and then back down. The black rock permeating everything around you. The moons begin to rise. This silvery light just bathing the world around you. Daylight hardly fades before it's replaced by moonlight. Moonlight is incredibly bright as the two moons are now almost in phase with each other. You make good progress that day before you're now forced with an elf who looks close to probably collapsing.
That's it. I can't go on. It's. I need rest. And I'm just sort of like a zombie grabbing my bedroll, which is quite nice, by the way, and just plonking it where it is, and just bump.
So, okay, you're looking to make camp. Are you just going to make camp here, or are you going to look for somewhere a little bit better?
Are we like in a gully now, like just a bit like a valley with steep sides, and we can't really see very far?
Yeah, potentially somewhere more out of sight rather than the middle of the.
Oh, it's a bit open here, so Pathfinder, you see any hidden little crevices we can hide in?
I'll go take a look. I just want to like scout just the immediate area to see if I can see anywhere that would be suitable. A little more hidden to spend the night in.
Okay,
that isn't too far.
Right, Corveth, we're going to do our first skill roll. It's your survival skill.
First rolls of the campaign.
Yeah. Okay, so it's survival skill. It's quite difficult to find somewhere suitable, so you have a Bane on this. But I believe Barren is your favored terrain.
Yeah, it is.
So it negates the Bane because you'd normally have a boon. So it's a straight skill roll.
I've just so that'll be 2 dice plus 10. Okay.
Okay, and yep, 2d20 plus 10.
Sorry, dear. Yes.
Oh, the first roll of the game.
This is what I do, guys.
He's stolen everyone's luck.
So we've given the practically ranger favored terrain. The first roll of the game, nat 20. Brilliant. This is going to be a horrible.
I find a palace, and inside there's nymphs.
Nymphs for everybody.
Sorry, go on. Okay. You begin to have a look around the area and you find the perfect hiding spot. There are a lot of sort of crystal growths around here, and there is an area that looks like it's impenetrable. A lot of crystal shards, but you find a way through. Even the donkey can get through. And there is a clearing next to one of the rocky outcrops. It's perfect. You can remain in this camp. without any problems at all.
Surprised myself there.
Yeah.
That
I'm not
doesn't
going to
inspire
admit that,
confidence.
but Carworth is like, actually, this is probably the best place I've ever found, to be honest. Like,
So I'm going to move you across to your camp.
Oh, graphics performance notification. I don't need that. I have a suggestion, but I don't want a backseat game for you, Veriax.
Go ahead. I can always say no.
Make like, if you've got a little map of the area, mark this campsite so you can find it again.
Okay. Yes, I do.
Okay. So when you make camp, you've got a period of time where you pretty much you get the camp ready. You can collapse, go to sleep straight away, but typically you have your food, and you can do a number of things if you want to. This is your first time camping, so I will run through some of the things you can do before you actually set up your watch and go to sleep. So you can scout the area to see, are there creatures wandering around? What's the possibility of an encounter during the night? If you've got tents and camouflage gear, early warning systems, you can set them up instead. You can go hunting for food. You can use a crafting kit of some kind to create some temporary flasks and oils. You can prepare your gear for the following morning. So if you've got blacksmithing, you can extra sharpen your blade, giving you a +1 to hit for the next day. If you're running low on ammo, you can create ammo. And if anybody's badly hurt, you can provide healing aid to them. So typically you'll choose one thing to do if you want to, and you can do that whilst you're setting up the camp.
Well, I have a cooking kit, so if we do find any creatures to hunt, I can cook them up.
Has anybody got a trapping kit?
Ooh, I've got a tracking ability, but I don't think I have a tracking kit.
Tracking or trapping?
Trapping.
Trapping. Hand in the air.
Oh gosh.
I do, sir.
So what you can do, working with Barrack, Corveth, you can go out, lay some traps. It's not great here, but again, you because it's your favorite terrain, you're going to negate the penalty. You could potentially find some fresh food, bring it back. Barrack is setting everything up, ready to cook. He can then cook that food. If you use a charge of your cooking kit, Barrack, it means the food is fortified. So it's very tasty. You can get some temporary hit points for the following day.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. That'll be a nice little.
Okay, so Corveth, you head out now and start to set your traps.
Trap some geckos and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is another survival skill. You're negating the penalty, so off you go.
Same thing as before. Okay.
Same thing as before. You need 20 or higher. Oh.
Nothing is stopping this man.
Sorry, guys. I've stolen all the good rolls. Right. Good luck now.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So cross off a charge of your trapping kit as some of the parts are used, but you come back with a good probably 8 days worth of food.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so I say 8 days, but for eight people's worth of food. So if you've got the next two days definitely covered.
I bought all these rations for nothing.
Yeah, your rations are beginning to go a bit more.
I must consume. Then I'm going to
look, throw them in the pot or cook them up.
I'll hand over the rations that look the moldiest to him. Like, these need to be eaten first. The others should last another day, I think.
Right, and Barrack, you're doing a nice hearty stew with the fresh food, yeah?
Yeah, something like that. It's not the best looking or tasting. He's more of a practical sort of cook rather than a head chef fine dining. But
yeah, but it's going to be fortified.
It's healthy. Yeah. It's fortifying.
Proper food.
Okay, so we're going to have a cooking test now. So do you want to roll your cooking skill?
What is my cooking skill?
Hold on, just for maths wise, I have provided 3 rations. Do we get more benefit from having a big meal?
Yes, you do.
So we've got the fresh food that Corvus has got, my 3 rations. Does that count as a big meal?
So, Barrick is using the fresh food that Corvus has caught. Yeah. So this is where your skills can work together. So when you make camp, one of you can go out hunting, the other one then cooks that food. You all gain a benefit. Yeah. Okay, so Barrick, if you roll,
Ooh,
Told you.
you've
and we're
nicked all the
looking
luck.
that is, but half of your total, so half of 19, 9 as we always round down, you all get 9 temporary hit points that will last 24 hours until used. It's fortifying. You feel like you can take on the world.
That's brilliant. That's very good.
And Endurian, I'm taking it you're not really doing anything.
I'm not going to do anything mechanically significant, but there might be something mechanical that comes out of what I choose to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna while you're sort of helping Barrick, you might catch me by your quiver of arrows, Corvus. So I'm sort of studying one of them. I've sort of taken one out. I'm sort of yes, indeed. Corvus, you're probably far more skilled at how best to use that which I make, but I suppose these would be far better suited in your armory than mine. I'm going to give Corvus a poison damage potion. Poison. Which he can, I don't know how many arrows one flask does of that.
Okay. So, Corvus, you have, if I remember rightly, a poison quiver.
I do.
Do you not?
Yep.
Okay, so a poison quiver is designed that, similar to a scabbard, poison scabbard, you can prepare it ahead of time. So because you can get an additional hit with poison, which means you can take 1 dose, which normally only does 1 arrow, and make it affect 2 arrows.
Okay.
But you can put it in your quiver, then you put the arrow in, you seal it. So until the arrow is drawn, the poison isn't active. But the moment you draw the arrow, it's coated instantly in poison and becomes active. Yeah. So what you can say is my poison quiver can hold 24 arrows. So I'm going to prepare 2 with dazing, 2 with damaging, or in any other combination of the poisons you've got. That way you're not messing around in combat. Should you need that extra punch, you got the arrows waiting to be used.
I was also going to say, and perhaps I'm going to hold up another pair, 1 dazing and 1 poison damage. You could teach the dwarf how to apply it to his weapons also.
I would if I could, yeah.
Or apply it for him. I care not, but these poisons are more of a curiosity for me. I cannot make much use of them myself.
Okay, so make a note, Corvus. You've been handed, in addition to the dazing poison earlier, you've been handed another dazing and 2 damaging poisons. And I believe I put them on your
they're there. Already. Yeah, I'm just putting them on the character sheet. Okay, got it.
Noise. All very well and good, yes. I figured as we made camps, like, why am I holding on to these?
Okay, and the reason you have poison quivers and poison scabbards is because applying a poison in combat is difficult. It takes your action, and you need to make a dexterity roll, or you use sleight of hand if you've got that. And you need 20 or higher.
Just for you to keep hold of them then, Veriax.
Yeah. If you prepare it outside of combat and take your time, there's no risk of it going wrong, but then it only lasts an hour. Whereas the scabbards and the quivers, it will last until the weapon's drawn or the arrows are pulled out.
Okay, yeah, so I got 2 dazing and 2 damage is what I've gone with the quivers. Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that the 2 doses? So you got
Yes.
4 arrows dazing, 4 arrows.
Yes.
Fantastic. Right. So you're ready.
I'm always ready.
You've had a hearty meal. I would say night has arrived, but the moon's brightness is bathing the land in a very silvery light. Are you looking at any watch systems, or you're just going to collapse into your bedrolls and have a good night's sleep?
I'm falling asleep.
Well, I could keep watch for a bit. If anyone wants to take a second watch.
Carveth will nod at that, and he'll be like, "Very well. Wake me to take second watch, and then we'll see if the elf is recovered for the third."
Righto.
DM, they're bullying me.
You can always get the donkey to do it. It'd probably be better.
Right. I've noticed, Barak, you've moved on top of one of the rocky outcrops.
Yep, just having a little a look around.
Yeah. I'm just quickly checking something because I believe you got scale surface. Taking your time won't be a problem. So yeah, you clamber up. There's a lot of handholds. You're very careful in combat. You will need to do a roll. You got a good view from up there. You can see the flow off to the one side. It all looks.
I do
calm,
also have a
quite
climbing kit, so
yeah, the climbing kit is more for when you. So the climbing kit has all the pitons and attachments. It's got the pulleys and stuff like that, so that if you are climbing and you fail the climbing check, you get to make an immediate second climbing check to prevent fall.
okay. Yeah.
Without a climbing kit, you fall. Falling damage is mirrored to realistic. You fall 100 feet. Unless you are lucky, your character is dead.
Fair. How tall is this thing I'm standing on?
This thing it's about a good 40 feet.
Ooh, bloody hell.
He's never been so tall.
No.
Well, let's just hope nothing attacks us while I'm up here.
Just land on it.
Okay. And with that, you begin the camp below. Bill kind of settles in after eating some straw. A couple of braying noises from him every now and then. The other two quickly go to sleep whilst you, Barak, remain on watch above. I'm going to roll a d6 now. And the reason I'm rolling this is if it comes up odds, it's you, Barak. If it comes up evens, it's the second watch, which is Corbett.
So it's me.
It's
Right.
you, Barak. So you've got dark vision as well. Not that that's any good at the moment. You've got very good visibility with the moons, but you've got this constant kind of smog coming up from the flow. However, you begin to see figures moving kind of to the north, to the northwest. And as they emerge through one of the banks of smog, they're small. You can hear across the distance a slurping, licking sound, a sound unmistakable. There's only one creature that does this. The long tongue of a goblin, dripping with venom, that licks the blades constantly, coating them in this almost deadly poison. As you look, you see more and more figures begin to appear.
Ooh. Does it look like they have noticed us, so they're beelining straight towards us, or are they just wandering by?
It looks like they're just wandering by.
So I might try and climb down quietly to alert the other two. And we sort of... How many did you say there were? Do I know? Is it...
It's on the map now, and I will...
Oh, yeah, I see them. Oh, bugger. They're...
So there are 6 of them. The ones at the back seem to have bows and short, sort of smallish swords at their sides. The ones at the front have these kind of crude wooden shields, short spears on their back, and scimitars.
Right. Ooh.
And as goblins, they're frog-like creatures because they are orc young bred with poisonous frogs. And they created this unholy concoction of a race that is their kind of mischief makers. it's not uncommon to see goblins sent out on their own just to cause as much mischief as possible. If they're killed, they're killed. It isn't a problem. But if they cause trouble, if they kill people, if they steal livestock, then the orcs are happy.
Okay. Can I reach the other two? Can I get down off this rock before they
So
they spot us?
I'm gonna ask for you to make a scale surface roll
Okay.
now as you're descending.
Right.
He's going to reach us a
you
bit more
have,
quickly than he hopes.
Yeah. I'm going to give you actually a greater boon on this because there's a lot of handholds. You've got a little bit of time, so you're not under immediate pressure, and you got 2 crevices together, so you've got a couple of surfaces to work on. So do you want to make a scale surface with a greater?
Righto. So I believe, what does a greater boon give me again?
Okay, it's a D10, but when you click to roll 2d20, it'll ask you what your modifier is, and then it'll ask you if you've got a boon.
Oh, I see. Yeah, greater boon.
Selected off the list. Does it all for you.
Nice.
Oh, excellent.
Right then.
So, without a problem, you got 26. That's the 20 you needed. You quickly make your way down and end up in the camp. By this stage, the goblins have approached a little bit further, but they're moving very carefully.
I'm going to keep my hand over the wizard's mouth as I wake him, and I'm going to point in the direction of the goblins. And then I will do the same with the rogue.
What is it?
Goblins. 6 of the fuckers.
Drat.
Goes Bill.
Oh, shit. Bloody send him out there to get killed.
I mean, I'm an elf. I'll just kind of like stroke his flank, say, shh.
You're going to try and calm Bill down.
Is he upset?
He's getting quite agitated. It's almost like his nostrils are flaring, almost like he can smell something that doesn't agree with him.
I, believe it or not, don't actually have much in the way of animal handling.
I might.
I do.
Oh God,
but you're the one who's trying to do it.
So I'm just going to sort of, you're going to see me going, shh, shh, as if it's going to do something. So feel free to step in because it's obvious Endurian doesn't know how to calm him down.
I will, if you want.
Anybody? Yep. So Corvith, you quickly move into quieten Bill down. Could you make an animal handling? It's a straight skill roll.
Finding it. Just a minute.
It's beast handling. So
that's why I was looking at A. It's not there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just a minute.
Hey.
A minute. Okay. So I got 4. So that's just still 2. Okay.
Here we go. Don't fuck up. What the hell?
Oh.
I put my dice in the microwave, so you know.
Corvette, your hand comes up, and the moment it touches Bill's head, he goes immediately quiet. You look within Bill's eyes, conveying intense emotion about the danger you're all in. The donkey's head rests on your shoulder, and he begins to calm down.
I'm much more of an animal person than a people person, so.
You're just Aragorn. We have just created Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli.
The one goblin that seemed to hear something continues moving sort of a little bit closer, but is beginning to lose interest. The constant slurping and licking of their weapons a little bit disconcerting. Are you doing anything as they continue to move past your camp?
I don't really like the idea of tangling with the poisons that those things have, but if you wish to kill them, let them go by a bit, ambush the archers, take them out before they can do anything, and we'll have a bit more of an even fight.
Corbett will shake his head and say, we hunt bigger quarry than these. Save your strength.
Very well.
The matter of the bounty, chaps.
You said that the things that we're going after are worth hundreds of florins, or whatever it was.
Very true, very true. Let's I'm just gonna hold my breath.
Barrack's knee is bouncing at this point. He's just sort of he's agitated.
I'm gonna say in Jakku to Corvus, you may need to hold him down.
Are you just going to let the goblins walk by?
It may be our civic duty to kill them, but it is also our moral duty not to die.
We're gonna fucking take him. But as you say, you're in charge.
And with that, they begin to disappear off into the fog, unaware of your camp
Oh,
not too far.
Just deep relief.
Anyway, Corvith, it's your turn to keep watch.
Yeah, I'll give Bill a bit of a pat on the head, and
Yeah, he likes you. I can tell.
I was just like, little donkey, little donkey. And
Durian gives you the strangest look as he goes to sleep.
Yeah, and I take a second watch.
Who are you singing about, like in Lord of the Rings? But it's a donkey, not a woman.
Okay. And I take it, Corvith, you take watch at this point.
Yes. Yes, I would also like go up here. Oh, I can't move my character, but yeah, go.
You can't move your character.
Yeah,
You should be able to.
Can't grab him.
2 seconds. I'll fix that for you right now. Yeah, no control. And
I have no control. Oh,
here we go.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Basically, it seemed to work pretty well. So.
Yep. And I believe, Corvith, you actually have a very scaled surface. Yeah, not bad as well. So yeah, you can get up there without any issues.
Yays. Okay. Yeah, and I'll see the second shift out quietly, wondering what on earth I'm doing.
Well, Barrack's snoring.
Durian coughs in his sleep.
For God's sakes. The only one not making noise is the donkey.
Because you romanced him, he's still stunned.
The night winds on, and as the moons begin to disappear across the horizon, indicating dawn, there is no fresh smell of airs, just the constant smog and heat still emanating from the flow. As you all get ready, have breakfast, and
hack up phlegm.
Absolutely. So the first night has gone uneventfully, other than the goblins, which you hid from, letting them pass instead.
We bravely ran away.
No problems doing that at all.
It's not running away. It's not.
It's not engaging.
Yeah. Right, and we're going to move across to the main overland map.
Here we be. We've gone quite a distance.
We're nearly there.
Yeah. And you continue. So again, Corvith, you're at the lead.
It worked
I'm
well
assuming.
yesterday, so yeah, let's keep doing that.
Why won't it work again today?
You continue now through this day, and Corvith taking it a little bit easy. I mean, you're moving up the speed of the slowest party member, which is Endurian. Again, you're managing to avoid any potential creatures. You had to stop at one point, motion people to be quiet behind. When you noticed that there was a group of these kind of smoldering lizards, heat emanating from them. Small little critters, but a large number of them. And they kind of went skittering across from your left to your right ahead of you, down one gully into another.
Piranhas.
But apart from that, yes, there's not much life that exists within these barren lands.
Sure.
The day continues, and as The night approaches, exhausted and tired. You find yourselves back, so kind of back along the coast. Are you looking for another place to camp tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
wise, isn't it?
Who's
We can
having
get
a
there
look?
tomorrow, can't we? At this rate. So
Yes, you're within definite.
Are we,
yeah, so
are we
we're
actually
quite
ahead of
comfortable.
time slightly?
You're kind of on time. You had a bit of leeway. You were due to arrive just after midday on the day that
Right.
was before the night that you had to be there.
Yes, well, see if you can find us just as good a campsite as last time, yes?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. So survival again, just a straight
Okay.
up roll or
Yeah, straight up roll survival.
okay.
Yep, absolutely fine. You find another area, this one far better than the one before. It's actually a kind of hollowing,
Twice the amount of nymphs?
smooth, almost smooth glass.
Twice the amount of nymphs?
Yes. And with that, you make your camp again. Are you looking to feed yourselves tonight? You've got some food left over from your hunt the night before. So, Barak, are you looking to cook another hearty
I spent so much money on these rations.
just in case you get into combat? Those temporary hit points can make a difference. So, I'll have a cooking test at this point.
Nice.
Oh,
The
fantastic.
best meal you've ever had in your lives.
Okay, so that would normally be 14 temporary hit points, but you've got a critical success, so we'll make that 28 temporary hit points.
So that, wait, 28 temporary hit points. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So temporaries don't stack. So the ones you had from the meal before kind of gone now, and this fortifying meal.
Right, next time we see enemies, we're fighting them. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to use this buff now.
Barak's like, I want blood.
Well, think about it. You're spending money each time you cook this meal because of the very rare spices and herbs you're using.
Yeah, we've got to put that money to good use. Kill a bloody goblin with it.
I think I just want to sharpen my machete.
Machete.
Yeah.
Machete. Which is blacksmithing, isn't it?
It's blacksmithing. Do you have a blacksmithing kit with you? No, you need one of those. You always look after your weapons. It's assumed that you're always oiling and sharpening them. But if you had a blacksmithing kit, what you do is you kind of even it out. You really make the edge.
I thought it just might be like a whetstone or something, but yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, the whetstone, I guess, is a regular mundane maintenance.
Yeah, absolutely. What with the blacksmithing skill, you do extra. There's a load of techniques that you apply to the weapon to make it that much more effective, but they only last 24 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So this night passes uneventfully, and by the morning, this is now the day of the alignment, the day that you need to reach the devil's
Durian is up and about quite early, and this is it, chaps. This is where we make the dwarf rich, and you and I, Corvith, you and I will discover something that has never been seen, and hopefully live to tell the tale. The chap that wrote the book I read made no note of a return journey.
Listen, that food I just cooked was so incredibly good.
Indeed.
That should power us through the day. I feel like I could take on 10 orc.
What about 11?
Now calm down.
I'm sorry, Master Dwarf. I shall intend to keep my expectations of you.
We all need to know our limits. At least, I can take on more than 2.
We're not going to do the Legolas Gimli thing.
Okay. So, with such excitement in the air, you prepare yourselves this day and continue now the final part of the journey.
Artemis be with us as we hunt our quarry.
We're looking for flowers, mate.
Hunting flowers. Right, we're hunting.
Oh,
flowers.
how little you understand.
Are you leading us into a bloody trap?
What?
I would insight check him if this was D&D.
Insight check!
So you've been traveling for most of the day, getting quite tired.
No. Well, that's not good.
Yeah. It's then, Corveth, your eyes easily spot above you, quite a distance above, the black smoke indeed.
Oh, it's a. Wait! I know what
And
it is.
the eyes
I know what it is.
glowing yellow.
Wait.
It sits
smog hound.
on top of. Yeah, it's a smog hound. These creatures are vicious. And as you glance behind, you can see another, but you sort of glance further up, and there is a third. They aren't sneaking as such, but you can see they definitely have a bead on you, and they look thin. The smoke around them kind of clinging to the air and adding to the smog that comes off the flow. Their yellow eyes now sensing meat, a fresh meal. What are you doing? They're kind of rising up at this point.
Corveth will signal to the others to alert them. He will sort of gesture towards the crags to the north to bring their attention to the danger that's approaching. That's his first sort of port of call.
Okay, so Barak and Endurian, you're alerted, and as you glance up, you can also see these wolf-like creatures beginning to rise up. The one closest to you looks down, and as it opens its mouth, there is a howl, and then you hear another howl and a third howl in response.
My reply is magic missile, or in this case, Aether missile.
Okay, so you're conjuring an Aether missile. We're going to go into initiative immediately. I'm going to give you a boon on your initiative in Durian because you're acting quite quickly here, very decisive. The rest of you just roll initiative. Don't forget to click on your tokens.
Oh, yep.
When you roll it.
Let's see. Initiative modifier.
And I don't think anybody's got
I do.
improved. No, one person does. Yes, so click the improved initiative. That will do your 2 dice instead of 1.
Well, my first roll was below a 10.
I don't see improved initiative. I've got to roll initiative. Unless it comes up when I roll it. I don't have a button that says improved initiative.
Oh, you need to probably add that. If you have a look at the macros. Yeah, if you add that.
Oh, yes.
Clicking
yes.
randomly. Yeah, got it.
Okay, so Endurian, you're at the lead at the moment.
That's surprising.
Okay, so Endurian, you have the lead. What this means is you have the initiative quite aptly. You have a token now that can be used as a fate point at any point during this combat encounter.
Okay.
So consider it a free fate point for going
And
first.
that is just a reroll.
It's a reroll. So any reroll, any attack or damage or anything like that that you've rolled and you're not happy with,
well,
you can spend the token.
I have already declared what I'm going to do, so I'm going to follow through.
Okay, and we'll start with you.
So, I believe that this is, yes, 200 feet. How sturdy do I know these things to be? Or how sturdy do they look?
They got 4 legs, if you mean how sturdy on the ground they are.
Well, you
so
know what? I am not
4-legged.
going to take any chances with the one closest to myself and the dwarf. So I will fling.
Yeah.
So as you're looking back at us, Corveth, I suppose the dwarf will be looking at the hound. You'll see Endurian sort of tap his staff, and then in his other hand, he'll snap his fingers. And these 2 sort of like parrying daggers with fancy hilts formed out of a silvery white ether sort of form either side of his head. I don't think I've got that wrong. I think it is 2. Yep. And both of them sort of like fire with like cracks of breaking the sound by like thunk thunk straight at the hound above me. And that is a D8 of aether damage for each one. So that's 2D8.
Don't forget to put the reroll as 3 because it immediately applies your empowered
Right.
magic. As an
So 2d8. Here we go. So I can re-roll that. I can re-roll the 1.
Yeah, when you click. So if you click roll damage,
All right.
it would do the re-roll for you. But roll another d8, which is the re-roll of the
Okie
1.
dokie. 2.
And
Until
roll
I
again.
have to get over a 3. There you go. I got a 3.
Yeah.
Is that a roll as well?
That's a roll again.
The minimum I can do is 4. I can roll a 3 again. Come on! Come on! 7!
Oh, come on. 7. There we go.
7 and 8 as these 2 magical knives just straight into each side of its like neck, right where its shoulder meets its leg.
There's a blast of aether as the Smoghound is impacted. Its eyes seem to fix on you now.
Oh, drat, I was hoping that would do more. Up to you, Dwarf. Does Bill move with me?
Yeah, if you got hold of him, so that was your action. You got a swift action. Typically, swift action is used for movement, but can be used for a lot of
Righto,
other stuff.
I'm going to move my movement. I will go... I'm not going to go too far away from him. I'll go 35 feet this way.
Okay. And with that, you quickly move Bill away from the
Quick, Bill, to the lava. It's safe there.
Okay, who would like to go next?
I think Corvith.
I'm asking who because you're grouped, so you can decide in what order you go.
Well, all I'm going to be doing is spending 2 stamina to ready my action. Seeing this wolf, so I could just try and hit it as it comes by. Although the squishy wizard has decided to make it much easier for the wolf to go around me and get to him. So I'm going to try and get between the 2 of us first, and then ready my action.
Okay.
I don't have combat sense. I just...
Yeah. So are you looking to move first and then ready your action should a wolf close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 2. Is it 2 stamina?
Okay.
I think it's doing it.
It's 2 stamina to ready your action. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to move your turn?
Do I want to what, sorry?
Did you want to move?
I'll get as close as I can to the. I've moved 10 feet from there.
Right. Okay.
I've got 30 extra feet. I'm just gonna be like, I'll stand here and do it.
Okay, so much closer. So the wolf's got to converge at some point, and you hope you'll be the one in between. Fantastic. Okay, and that leads us to Corbett.
I'm going to fire and move. Basically, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just reading about just to speak meta for a little while, so I get a feel about the rules and everything. Because I've got these dazing arrows and damaging arrows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The poison ones. So with dazed, the effect is that the target may not use rerolls for weapon damage. How common is re-rolling weapon damage in the game? Basically, are these likely to do that?
It's So to give you an idea, these Smoghounds, they've got a reroll 2 on their damage because they're quite strong.
Right, I'll do that then. I'm going to fire a.
Yeah, most creatures will have rerolls on their weapon damage.
Okay, yeah, that's just good to know for when to use stuff. Yeah, let's use a dazed poison arrow on, and shoot it at that fine gentleman over there. Yes,
fine gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to judge.
What you're finding is, the smoke is making it quite hard to target the creature, so you have a bane on your attack test.
Otherwise, it's just a D. Whatever I made it. Okay, so it'll be projectile.
So your
so it's just 2 dice plus 10. Okay.
Just double checking. Aren't you grandmastered in? No, you're not grandmastered.
Yeah.
So yeah, two dice plus 10. With the bane, don't forget the bane.
Nice.
Ah, that's lovely. So you got a 27. It is a potential hit. The hound sees the arrow coming in, and I'm just checking whether it is going to attempt to try and dodge the arrow. And I am going to give it a shot. Let's have a look.
You rolled really low on the bane there. That's really good.
Microwave dice, telling you.
Hey!
Okay, so I got 23. The arrow still hit. Deal damage.
Okay, scrolling up. Floundering. So damage is a D8 and a D10, according to my character.
Yeah, don't forget your reroll.
And a. All right, so I'll just do. Hang on. Is that going to work? No.
No. If you
Sorry.
click, have you got the
I'll
damage?
just roll damage.
Macro?
Yeah, roll damage. You
Sorry.
made a similar mistake to I.
Yeah.
What do I put in reroll then?
Don't
Sorry.
worry.
2. Says right there.
Drum roll, please.
I've got macro options D6.
So it's going to run through the dice.
Oh, 0.
Leave it at 0.
1.
And the dice
1,
otherwise enter the dice
0.
rolling.
Okay, got it.
1, 1, 0. Sounds like binary.
Sorry.
And there you go. It does all your rerolls for you. 11 damage.
Thunk.
And that's piercing. The armor of the creature seems to absorb some of it, but it's now poisoned coming in. So the poison save, I believe, is a physical contact save, is it not?
Yes.
So
I'm checking gear.
poison
Physical contact
count,
saving
but the
throw
hound-
is made. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And that is a 17, which is not a 20. So the hound is now dazed as well as the poison begins to surge through its blood. It's not looking so good.
2d6 rounds. Do I roll that?
I roll that, and the fight will be long over
Yes.
before
Okay.
I'm just double checking what the dazed icon is, and there we go, dazed icon.
Hey, the poisons
Right.
they came in handy.
Yeah. So Corbett, you've got your swift action. Would you like to do anything?
I'll back away a bit.
Okay.
Rejoin the group.
Yeah.
Dress the line, as a friend of ours would say.
So I can move up to 50 apparently. So I know I've got a. Somewhere in here is a measure, but I could just go. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you hold left
10.
click on your token,
Right.
and keep it held down so you can sort of like drag it around, and then hold right click. Sorry, not hold right.
Oh
click,
my god.
Tap right click,
Yeah, I got it.
and then you got little
Okay. Happy
Yes.
with that? Right. The wolves are not very. The smog hounds are not very happy with this. So I'm just going to quickly. You're 75.
Oh god,
That's fine.
I don't know how quick these things can move. This isn't D&D.
This is not D&D. So the one that's had the arrow stuck in its side leaps nimbly down, landing there, skitters across, and then charges in towards you.
Oh, no.
Well.
So at this point, Corvette, I'm entering your melee, and I don't think you've got. I'm just checking. You didn't take anything like closing shot.
Nope.
So the creature can enter your melee without you triggering any abilities. And as it does so, its mouth comes up, its head kind of off to one side, and you see these large teeth, smoke kind of drifting around them, come lunging towards your leg.
Nice.
My leg.
Good. Good doggy.
Do the thing that you did to Bill.
No, little donkey.
However-
little...
Oh, geez. You easily manage to quickly move out the way, and the creature fails to
Yeah,
strike
of course.
you.
Don't worry.
Easily, that seems like a pretty near miss to me.
It was easy. It was easy. Shut up. So easy.
And there we
Completely what
go,
I'm doing.
leaping down. Second one, easily leaping from one ledge to the other, also closes with you.
We might need to help Corvus.
I'm fine.
The two of them now begin to work together.
Okay.
So I've got a 25 on my bite. Corveth, you can attempt to parry or dodge if you want to, and spend the stamina to
I
do
will
so.
dodge. So 3 stamina. Okay. So let me just do that now. So stamina.
You need to get 26 or higher.
Okay. So I think I'm quite good at dodging.
I told you the god character would die first.
I'm a grandmaster at dodging. So it's 3 dice. Any bones or anything, or
No,
just a
no,
regular,
dodge is
just a
pretty much-
regular rolled.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Can I just put, when I put modifier, can I just put 9 rather than +9? Is it just going to add 9?
Yeah,
checking.
just put 9 in.
Bollocks!
Oh,
Help me!
help
Help me,
fate,
guys!
fate point, maybe. Use
That's
a fate
pretty
point,
awful.
maybe.
You can use a fate point, but bear in mind they won't come back until you've had a rest.
Well, you've got a lot of HP.
Oh yeah, I'm full of food.
So what he's going to do, he's going to bite into the food inside of you before he gets to you.
Right, if I remember rightly, you received how many temporary hit
28.
points?
28.
24? 28. So I'm going to overcharge your hit points. Do you want to add 28 to each of your hit points?
Yeah.
We got one there, plus 28. And Barak, how have you done it as a separate entry?
So on the token thing, I just went into where it says bar 1 and you've got my HP. That first bar, I've just got, still got my 39 in there, and I just put plus 28, and it will overlap.
Right. So, okay, the maths may break at that point.
Oh, should I not have done mine as well?
No. What Endurian's done is perfectly fine. Bill doesn't. So Bill's really. He's only got 10 hit points.
You've got to protect Bill. Someone's got to carry the flask.
Feed them, Bill. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll take it. We'll see what happens.
I'll just put your hit points down. Okay, so the hound is in and it bites at this point.
Oh dear. Right, here we see how brutal this is.
Yeah, I'm gonna die, guys.
Okay, so it's 13 piercing damage. Don't forget any armor.
So I've got. Yes, I know I've got 1. Is that just 1 physical?
So 14 damage goes through.
So this goes out. This comes off my hit points, reducing it from
If you just
56
apply
to.
it,
What was it? 12? Sorry, I missed a bit.
so it's 13, 12 go through. Yeah.
You only got padded armor.
I'm not going to get hit.
Why plan for failure, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, have you applied the damage?
No, I have my. How many have I got? Sorry, I've got 56 minus.
If I put a minus 12 in the red
Okay,
box,
right,
it'll
so-
drop
Oh,
it down.
he's done what
So I got
I've done. I was
44,
initially
right?
using my sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was. I've got it.
You can use the tokens on here, and that way anybody watching can
Yeah.
also
Oh,
see
yeah,
how
I
your
thought
hit
I'd do-
points are doing.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got one last wolf left. It seems to look at what's going on.
Oh no.
Really doesn't look the fact it got blasted, but these are pack animals. And with that, it begins to leap down.
Get ready,
leaps
wizard.
across.
Oh shit! It's no.
Wizard, I've grouped them
Charging
together,
it.
wizard. I have grouped
This is
them together.
This is your fucking fault, wizard. I was over there before, and I had to come over here to protect your ass.
Oh God,
And I got a 29.
Garveth, no!
I'm dodging again.
I can just see it like, he's got like one on each limb.
It's fine.
And I'm going to knock off your 3 for dodging, so we know what your stamina is as well.
Yeah,
there we go.
Sorry.
So, Corbett, the third hound has now ganged
Shouldn't
up
my
on you.
stamina be 8 though? Because I've dodged twice.
You've dodged. No, the first one didn't even hit. Didn't
Sorry.
get
Okay.
20.
Okay. So I didn't need to. Okay.
So you've only dodged once, but you got a second hit coming in. I got 29. You need a 30 to dodge it. Just going to take the damage, save your stamina,
dodge.
or dodge?
I'm doing it. So no boons or banes.
No.
Roll something. Okay.
So close.
Where do all your rolls go? Where did the high numbers go?
On useless stuff like finding camp and freaking hunting geckos.
Hunting geckos?
You managed to avoid the goblins at least, so it's not so useless. Am I rolling damage or are you using a fate point?
No, roll damage. I mean, I've still got 45 minutes. So...
And that's 15. So 14 go through.
Oh boy.
Got it. Look, see, guys, I'm still above my maximum. It's cool.
It's funny because at this
You've
moment,
still got that fortifying meal running through.
Guys,
so,
I still technically haven't taken any damage. Stop freaking out.
at this moment, I am more durable than you.
If we didn't have double, I would almost be dead. So I like that. It's a big thumbs up for the system. Now I like that. But I really, I love like
where's the
deadly
thumbs
system.
up for my cooking?
Thank you. For your cooking.
MVP.
Okay, anyway, round
Right.
2. So at the start of this round, I get 1 stamina back on my pool for my creatures because per creature. So I've got 3 creatures, I get 3 stamina back. You lot, now that you spent stamina at the start of your turns, you get 1 point of
I
stamina
did not
back.
spend any.
Yeah, I've dodged twice, so I've dropped
If
it
you
down
haven't
by
spent any, you
6,
don't get any
right?
back.
I've tried to dodge twice. Does it only count when you succeed at a dodge, or can you make it?
No.
Yeah, because the attack
every
succeeded,
time
so
you
that
attack,
even though the dodge didn't succeed, it still counts as stamina spent.
Ooh.
That makes
Yes,
sense. Yeah,
it does.
so that's right. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so the 3 of you are grouped. Who wants to go first?
I think I'm missing a spell.
Remember, you had to trade in one that you were buying
Okay,
because you didn't have
That's
enough
true.
money.
I can't AoE them, guys.
Oh no! Well, I'm
Everything
going
you
over
asked
there.
for at the start.
I couldn't afford the donkey and the fire spell. All right?
Oh, okay. So as long as you don't have to carry your own stuff,
That's exactly right. I roleplay.
I can get you into death by wolves.
Oh, hold on. No, the one that was dazed didn't hit, did he? But I
No,
can,
it didn't hit.
For you, Veriax, I can apply more debuffs to another one. I'm going to tap my staff on the floor and like snap my finger again, and then sort of over my thumb, a sort of chill breeze starts to develop, and then it starts to swirl larger and larger.
Hurry
And
up.
I kind of sort of fling it like that, and I'm casting Ice Orb at the wolf that I hit with my ether missile earlier on. And this, I make a spell ranged attack, which
You do?
is, oh god, I think it's 3d20 for me.
I believe it might be. I've got your.
No,
character
I'm
sheet here
not.
for
I am
you.
only an expert in ranged attacks.
No.
That's 2.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a fighter, all right? I read books all day.
There's no cover or anything like that, but you do have the Bane because you're now making an attack roll, and their smoke
Sure.
is obscuring.
So it's a Bane. I do a plus. I do have a plus 10. So, it's not the
You
end of
do.
the world. Plus 10. And there is a Bane. Here we go. Son of a bitch.
And
That's
a miss.
that's a really unfortunate Bane.
That's a terrible Bane. Otherwise, it was looking good.
No, the Bane is too high. Apologies, I whiffed it.
So don't forget to cross off your spell point, and you got your swift action.
I already used. I moved further away. I can patch you up afterwards. Like you said,
I'm gonna be dead.
You're not even below full health. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but
Okay, Durian, you have had your action. Barak and Corveth, who wants to go next?
I think Corvus should go so he can get over here, so I can actually
yeah,
because I can't really do a lot this round, to be honest.
With the equivalent of disengaging or whatever. Like, what'll happen if I just leg it?
Okay, if you leg it, I get to attack you 3 times. Or you attempt to tumble, which is for every target that would attack you, you spend 2 stamina and make an acrobatics check.
I miss tumble a lot.
That's the only way. You can't withdraw safely unless you use your acrobatics to try and quickly dodge and get out, or you accept the hit.
What is your acrobatics?
Yeah, +8, master.
So
+8.
You've got plus the 1.
I don't have much stamina left, guys. You're
going to be down to 2 stamina if you do that.
But I don't see a lot of option really. If I stay here, I will
flee
for
your lives. Abandon your posts.
So what I'm doing now of the 3 tumbles, and then the move, is that like the action and then the quick action, basically?
Tumbling is free. Whenever an opportunity attack would trigger, you can say, I'm going to spend 2 stamina to avoid it. So you don't have to worry. So what you're doing is your swift action right now, which is to move out of there.
And then I can shoot an arrow once I've moved from distance.
Then you can take your action shooting an arrow.
Okay, that's the plan.
Okay, so
plan.
Shall we have the 3 acrobatics checks?
Okay. Any Banes or stuff, or are we good with just
No, it's straight rolls.
Can they see through their own smoke?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Here we go. I'm gonna ace this, guys. Look you where. Here's the first one. Easy.
Hey.
Yep. Done.
Second one.
Second.
Just confidence. Confidence
Go
counts
on,
for everything.
You got this. You got
so
this.
freaking easy. I'm Corvus, man.
Yeah.
Freaking way walls.
You're the
Damn
main
it.
No.
So I'm going to have 1 attack on you. And let's do... do you want to spend a fate point on that, first of all?
No.
Can I donate?
Save it till the end credits. I mean, no, it's cool.
Okay, so let's do your third one.
We'll see how this one goes. I can take 1 hit fairly okay, right?
Yeah.
But no worries. No,
Oh,
no, it's easy.
Yes.
No sweat. So 1, one nicks me, whatever.
He gets over to us. He's missing half of his
I'm not happy, guys.
So it's a 25, and you can't defend against opportunity attacks. You're not allowed to parry or dodge because you're kind of leaving yourself defenseless. So 2 of the wolves, you manage to quickly evade, stepping one way, then stepping the other. But the 3rd wolf comes in and snaps at your heels. And what I'm going to do...
He keeps the heel as well.
On a 5 or 6, it's the hound that is dazed. Yes. So I don't get to re-roll my damage against you.
See, I'm helpful, just from over here.
You're doing a great job, thanks.
Oh, that went really well.
That was good. The 1 can't be re-rolled, so it's only 10. 9 points go through.
Okay, so now I'm starting to lose.
He's starting to hurt a little bit.
A little bit.
A few chunks missing.
Okay, and do your movement, and then your action.
Run. Okay, so I've run 50, and I will shoot. I check
50.
I'll shoot at the one that's injured with a.
I like how Brass built a tank We've used Corvus as the tank.
I should have moved further south,
one
but
that-
you know, underestimated.
That was
Yes, with
okay.
just a regular good old pew pew.
Yeah, so normal
Normal
arrow. Okay, don't forget you got a bane because of the smoke.
10. Bane.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's good. Thanks.
That's good. The bane dice, your bane dice are really not liking you. But what I am going to
Freaking
do
dogs.
is the wolf, as the arrow comes in, attempts to dodge. So I need 24. And I got a 13, so absolutely awful. Deal damage as the arrow strikes.
Okay. Another 10.
Their toughened hide just
Yeah.
seems to snag a lot of the arrow's kinetic energy. But yeah, you've done a bit of damage, wearing down the wolf. Is that you done, Corbett? Barry,
Yeah.
Help.
use the shine.
You don't need
So-
help. That was easy.
I am about 60 feet away from where I want to be. Right.
Yeah.
I have 40 feet of movement, but there is a jump ability. Am I able to go over my maximum movement if I run 40 feet and try and jump the remaining 20 with an athletics?
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
Do you want me
So
to toss you?
He's gonna toss him.
never toss a dwarf.
It's totally not all. It's totally not completely different characters.
So I have a Grandmaster in Athletics. I got a plus 11. And not only that, right? So as I'm doing this, there is a charge feature. Now, I am jumping, so maybe it cancels it out. But I believe it says you move up to your movement in a straight line, making an attack with a weapon in your main hand. If you moved at least 20 feet, you gain a boon on the attack test.
Yeah.
Does that apply in this situation, or does the jump sort of cancel it?
If the jump brings you within that 20 feet marker, you haven't got enough room then to do your charge. Or you do a swift move to move and then charge. So you don't need to, because it's within 80 feet. You don't
Oh,
need
okay.
to
Oh,
jump.
I didn't. Yeah, right. Fair enough. I won't do the jump then. I'll just go charge.
However,
But we can't do the funny thing if he doesn't jump.
yeah, if you're looking to jump, you got cleave.
I do have cleave.
If your jump brings you to where you want
Yes.
to be, you've got your full action, which can be a cleave instead of a charge.
Okay, so I'm
You
gonna.
can-
That's
will-
where I can move my normal movement. So this is where I
Yeah.
initiate the jump. I have
Yes.
3d20 because I'm a Grandmaster modifier of 11.
And you need at least 20 to move the remaining 20.
They are all they were all
23.
shit rolls too.
And yeah, you leap. Don't forget the stamina cost, but you leap in
Oh
the
yeah,
air.
the stamina is 2 stamina. Yep,
But you got 1 back at the
I
start.
did.
Of the round.
So +1, and then I'm going to cleave, which I need to remember what the wording on it is. As on my Marshall sheet. Cleave, 3 stamina. I choose 2 targets within reach of me, and I do an attack test against both. I think that's all I need to know for this. So I'm going to choose which are the 2 most wounded of these beasts.
You can see them there with their hit point bars.
I can't actually
so
see the hit
that-
point bars, unfortunately. I can only
You
see
can't?
my own, and I think
Yeah,
it's the same on the others as well.
I can only see mine.
How can I change?
You can on the token thing next to. It's kind of hard to remember because I see a different thing on mine. There is like a triple dot next to the bars on the right hand side. You can put player permission C, And
Got
then
it.
I think there's also
Oh,
the
yeah.
numbers as well, if
You
you
got
want to
it.
put the numbers in there too. But I can now see that one wolf then.
It's not even half
I'm
dead.
happy
Oh
with
my
the-
god.
No wonder he didn't want to tell me how sturdy they were. They're quite
Okay,
sturdy.
so those two wolves that have taken damage then will be the target of my attack. Now I'm a Grandmaster with Great Axe, and I believe... No, there's no boon or anything to this. So I get a... This one will be to the wolf in the south, so to the right of me.
Right, you make one attack, and it's compared
Oh,
to
fair enough,
both.
so 29. Oh,
29,
I
that's
didn't
a
roll it.
pretty decent
Oh, I could have been a
attack.
19. Oh, I crit on a 19.
Ooh.
Well, either way. Damage.
Okay, I'll stop you there. No, they're going to take the hit. It's going to be, they need natural 20s to dodge. So yeah, axe comes cleaving through and hits both.
Right.
So deal damage, and
I
This is
believe-
why we brought the dwarf.
So my reroll is a 2.
Yeah.
Submit D6. I leave that as a 0 because mine's 2D12, isn't it?
Yeah.
So submit.
Just leave it zeros. When you get to the D12,
2.
put 2 in.
Submit.
The macro does the rest.
Right. 13 damage to both.
And that is slashing damage. So 9 goes through to both of them.
Turns out they're immune to.
So as he charges past,
So
you
you're-
see Corvith running back. He's like, "Leave it to me, you bastards!" And he's gonna just leap through the air with a roar, land, sort of crack the ground under his feet, and just sort of cleave. Ah, these tough bastards.
It's impressive stuff. And your axe coming through, hair is flying everywhere, smoke billowing around you as it cleaves through the two of them. You're beginning to wear them down, but the pack now turn their attention to you, their yellow eyes fixed on your.
Good.
The first wolf suddenly comes lunging in almost without warning. It goes straight for your ankles.
That's my strongest spot.
Well done, though. Good turn.
Very good turn.
And they're working as a group, so they get.
Ooh, I was nearly.
Okay, so I've got a 26 on my attack.
Okay. I am a Grandmaster at dodging. So,
Yeah.
what is it? 3 stamina to dodge, or is it 2? I can't remember.
It's 3
I'm going to
dodge.
spend 3 stamina.
Yeah.
And I will attempt to dodge, which I believe will be a 3d20 plus 11.
Okay, you need 27 or higher.
Oh, look at that.
Natural 20.
I just sort of...
I think the luck has transferred from Veriax to brass.
Yeah. The first creature doesn't even get close to you as you quickly, nimbly leap out the way. The second one, however, is... Hang on. Yep, can't follow up. The second, however, is quick to also attempt to go for your feet.
Ooh.
Oh, about 27 this
Okay,
time.
well, not much I can do about that one.
You can continue dodging.
Ooh, I can. Oh, well,
So long as you have stamina, you can react to stuff that
You
goes
really
on.
want to.
I've got a fair amount of stamina.
You got a fair amount of HP.
I've got a fair amount of HP and a fair amount of stamina, mate, so...
That was the first one. We're now on this one attacking, and then we'll go.
Well, I
on
will
to this
try and
one.
dodge that one then, so it was another boom and another 3d20 plus 11.
Might I say that your stamina and health do rapidly decrease, like alarmingly.
When you're set upon by multiple foes, you can lose stamina pretty fast. But don't forget, you have a recovery action, and that can allow you to recover stamina. It's a tie, which means the status quo is me hitting you. So the hit is landed unless you want to spend a fate point.
Nah, I'll let it hit. That's fine.
Okay, let's do the damage first, and then there's a special.
9.
So it's only 9, and I think you're
I resist
tougher.
8, I think.
So only one goes through. But can I ask for a raw strength saving throw?
Right, so raw strength, is there any... Is it just a d20 plus my...
Yeah, plus your raw strength, 1d20.
Okay, just a
plus your raw
1d20,
strength
right, that's
value,
fine.
20 or higher.
So roll d20.
Well,
Oh dear.
Oh, so are you fate pointing that or accepting the consequences?
I'll accept the consequences.
Okay, the fangs, the teeth of the wolf grab your ankle. Next thing you know, you're up in the air and then slammed down onto the ground where you are now.
Sure, you've only got a +3 saving throw for raw strength.
Oh, hang on, I might have. Yeah. Saving throw.
Because mine's +4.
Yeah, mine's +6. I mean, it still wouldn't need, would it?
Oh, raw. Yeah, no, yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. It's a +8, so add 5. I still fucking fail.
Future reference.
But yes, make sure you roll. Yeah, your raw strength is 5 plus your strength.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, the wolf now quickly follows up and attempts to maul you on the ground.
Uh-oh. This went from being very heroic to very, oh god, look at it.
They're breaking their teeth on my muscles. It's not an issue. I literally took 1 damage from that last bite. Oh no, they've hit me.
Okay, so, yeah, you also have the immobilized condition, because the moment you go prone, you get mobilized at the same time. And immobilized means you are unable to dodge.
Fair enough. I wouldn't have wanted to in this situation.
But you can still parry, or are you looking to parry instead?
What is the stamina cost on parrying?
2 points.
You know what? Let's do it. 2 points. Let's try and parry. I've got to remind myself what the rolls are for that. Where is parry?
So parry will be, if I bring up your character sheet. So you have, if you look at your weapon.
My weapon. Oh yeah, it's up there. So it's just the same as an attack roll, really, isn't it?
It is. Certain weapons might be better at parrying, and certain bonus features make you better.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so great axe.
There's a high. Oh! This isn't an attack roll, so I don't crit. You know.
No, you don't. You don't. However, spend the 2 stamina. The great axe comes into the mouth of the wolf, keeping the smoghound at bay. It's then the 3rd one now lunges forward.
I thought geckos fiercer than you. You're going in the pot later.
Why does every party end up eating the things it killed?
And I got a 26 on that, so are you looking to parry that as well?
Let's go.
He's just going to be exhausted on the floor at the end of this. Wow!
Oh, he
shoves his feet into it.
And then that smoghound, so you kind of knock it on its nose, sending it flying back, then lunges forward. This time its teeth opening, its mouth opening that much wider, looking to absolutely maul you as you're on the ground.
I'm grabbing it by the throat.
Yeah, being on the ground is not great. And it's a 25, so you can continue parrying if you wish.
Continue parrying because it's starting to. I've got one wolf's just biting on my axe, the other one's biting on my arm. I'm not just like, okay, I'm running out of limbs.
Okay, accepting your fate.
No, they gotta roll high damage to do anything to me, so I'm okay. I absorb all of it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so as its teeth comes in, your muscles just
These useless baggers.
And go flying off as it attempts to bite.
I look back to Corvus. I'm on the floor. You were dying to these things.
I'm not made of metal.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, so that's the end of round 2. And on round 3, who would like to go first?
Shall I shoot them again?
Do something.
Yeah, ideally kill a few of them before I'm running out of stamina.
Which wolf?
Yeah,
is
suddenly
holding...
you've got none.
Which wolf is holding him down, if any?
None are holding him down.
Okay.
He's prone, but with him in a prone position, they're kind of coming in and attempting.
So when I cast my my Aether missile, am I allowed to hit something, watch if it dies, and then hit something else, or do I? Okay.
No, you elect your
then
targets.
they sort of go at the same time. Okay. Again, I tap my staff on the floor, snap my fingers, and these two really elegant parrying daggers, like with all the swirly hilts and that, snap off. One dagger snaps into the side flank of this wolf, and another into the sort of like the chest of this one. And I'm also going to...
Sorry, could you... I wasn't on the creatures. Could you highlight the two?
The one above and the one directly to his right.
Okay,
I'm also going to spend a bit of stamina. And as they fly at them, I'm going to sort of tap my staff again, and these daggers kind of like grow into long swords. And they are going to have to do raw strength saving throws or go prone as they're hit.
Okay.
So they kind of grow in impact as they fly. And I do believe that is just damage. So I am rolling damage. Reroll of 3. D6, 0. D8. Shall I do it separately or together?
You'll need to do it separately so we know which one is which.
Submit. 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 So this is the first wolf. That is... It's still rolling.
Should have rolled again.
Sorry?
That should have re-rolled because you got a re-roll of 3 on your invocation spells.
Yes, I selected... There we go. It's just come through.
4.
So I got the 4 on the one on the top.
Okay.
And he has to make a raw strength saving throw.
I'm going to do that. They are 4-legged, which means they have a slight bonus. They have a boon.
Reroll of 3.
Oh, hang on. I'm redoing that. I rolled 2 dice, not 1. Ignore that.
So that is 1.
Okay, so the first one is dropped to the floor by the blast.
Righto. And then the second glowing longsword hits for 7. And he needs to do a raw strength saving throw. And I believe that was 3 stamina.
Yeah. And no, it's not enough. The 2 wolves are knocked to the floor.
As I hit, I'm going to sort of nod and go, "Ah, see how they like it."
Well, thank you very much, wizard.
Well done, Endorian. Who would like to go next?
I can go. I can.
2 of them are very close to death.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I'm just wondering whether I should, charge in. I think, I'm like, talking meta, it probably isn't better because I don't get as big an attack roll.
But how heroic are you?
Well, not very, but it would be cool.
Corvette's got like this image in his head of how it's going to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I get a stamina back, don't I?
What are you doing, Corvette?
I will move up here and draw my machete.
Yeah.
Move up and attack with that against this wolf here.
Okay. Yeah.
But do I get a stamina at the start of my turn? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you get 1 point of stamina now at the start.
Yeah, I'll do that. But I don't think I need it for anything I'm going to do. I'm just going to sweat out whack this thing.
So fortunately, you have the Bane because of the smoke that put around the hound.
Yeah. So blades +6. Yeah,
you can't dodge.
It can't dodge. It's on the ground. You have a boon, obviously, because it's on the ground.
Or does that just cancel out then?
They cancel out. You're straight roll, and you got an ally, but the ally's on the ground, so the ally doesn't threaten. So you haven't got a qualifier for your sneak damage.
Okay. Not this time, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. Could you roll separately a d? No, that's right. The 2 cancelled.
2 to 20k.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The machete hits smoke where you thought the wolf was, and you hear you see the sparks and hear the clash as metal hits stone.
I set them up so well for you.
No.
I'll cleave them afterwards, don't worry.
Oh, I think, Barak, we're on to you now.
Right, let me get my 1 stamina back.
You do that.
Look at that, beautiful. That's all I need.
I'm removing your immobilized condition, because immobilized disappears at the start of your turn. So you're prone, but you can now move. I
sort of do that like that acrobatic jump as you saw. I'm lying on my back, and I go from my back straight to my feet. And I'm going to cleave these 2 injured wolves. I'll do the stamina cost now.
Right. Can I stop you there? Does that mean you're spending the 2 stamina to rise defensively? Yeah, defensively.
Ooh. Yeah, right. So what? Hang on. 2 stamina to rise. Was it 3? 2 to cleave, I believe.
3 to cleave.
3 to cleave. 5 stamina.
And then don't forget your primal fury, which I believe is another 2 that adds a d6 to damage.
Oh, hang on. That could be all. You know what?
About the damage.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 for my primal force. 2 to get up. That's 4, and then 3. That's all my stamina.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it all. And this Hail Mary. No boon or bane. I'll manually roll the.
You will.
Oh no, I haven't done damage yet. I haven't done it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the 2 that are prone.
Yeah. So two that are prone.
So you're right. There's no boon or bane because they cancel, and that's a hit. They can't.
Wouldn't he have a boon on the one on top?
No, because he's got a bane because of their smog.
That's fair.
But
so
he's also got the. But he's prone and he's threatened by him. Does that not?
No, that's
the other way. No. Okay.
So what can happen there? You've got an aid ally reaction. So Corvith, if Barak had almost hit, Corvith could have.
I forgot to add the d6 and the actual damage roll.
We'll add them together. Corvith could have spent 2 stamina and added a d6 to the attack roll of Barak. And that's the closest we got to flanking, where Corvith effectively aids Barak's attack to hit.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So that could have applied to your Ice Orb as well. If you had an ally, which I believe you did, next to the creature, the ally could have added a d6, but I think you whiffed.
I whiffed it quite hard, yeah.
Okay, so that is a Savage Strike. You're looking at 24, yeah, even with their armor. There is a yelp from 2 of the creatures as you instantly kill them.
He's now breathing heavily.
Oh, you're exhausted indeed. But
someone finish off this last fucker.
Whenever you kill an enemy, you demoralize the group. So can I ask you to roll morale damage twice as you've killed 2 opponents?
Okay, morale damage.
There's a macro called morale damage, and it 2d6 for you.
Do I have any re-rolls for that?
There's a bonus feature that allows you to, but no one's taken it. So
okay, so just as it is.
So that's 7, and the second one.
Morale damage, go.
And 11, that's good. So, behind the scenes, what I've done is I had 23 stamina left for my smog hounds. I've now got 5 left. The remaining smog hound looks quite deflated. A lot of the energy and the fight taken out from it. It's growling at you and looking towards Corvith. So Barak, you have a swift action left, but I don't think there's anything you can do with that.
I can move between the wolf and him, I guess.
Yeah, if you want to.
Right. Wow. I'm over the top of that wolf there, but
yeah. What we'll do is
nice.
Get rid of that.
I'm literally leaning on my axe like a walking stick. What the hell are you doing back here, Corv, if you're nearly dead?
Oof. Okay, so almost demoralized, but very, very hungry. The smog hound growls. You can see its hunger overriding its instinct for survival as it lunges towards you. It hasn't got any friends, so it doesn't get that.
Hey!
Weakened state. It can't even. You just lazily bat it to one side as it is completely unable to get you. On that, I think it's going to attempt to leave.
Ooh.
So
Stab it in the back.
thinking,
He doesn't have any stamina to stab it in the back.
No, I don't think.
It's looking tired. I'm going to roll an acrobatics check to see if it can leave without provoking an attack. Yeah, look at that.
Off he goes. Well,
Check.
hold on. I've got a thing here that I use on stream, and it's called Victory Celebration.
And it leaps up to there.
Variax collapses to the ground.
We move now into round 4. It's back to you lot. Who wants to go first as the remaining wolf is Smoghound is attempting to leave.
Variax is skipping his turn.
I could maybe knock it down from there if I hit it with the thing that I can do. That knock the other ones down, maybe. If I make him go prone.
So do you want to go first to Durian?
Yes, and
Okay.
Durian shall, unless Veriax has another idea.
No, I mean, Carveth would be wanting to let it go, like it's done.
All right.
It's not nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can, if you look back, you can see me about to lift my staff in the way that I cast.
Yeah, so I can just say, let it go. It's finished.
Oh, very well. And I'll sort of drop the staff back down.
Okay. And with that, the wolf quickly flees off into the wilds.
There goes the XP.
No, I'd actually give you the XP there. Because you've got a
okay.
character who's living up to their code.
Oh, nice.
It's a defeat. Defeat is a defeat. So, but monsters don't give a great deal of XP.
I'll come on over. And, well, which of you needs the most patching up?
What the hell were you doing, wizard?
Me? What do you mean?
Invoked the attack. We could have given them. They were hungry. We could have given them some supplies. We could have not had them attack us. All that just happened was your fault.
Well,
Variax is snoring asleep.
and Nurian's going to fix you with a bit of a hard stare. And he's then going to sort of shrug and say, I suppose that's a lesson for next time.
Make sure you learn it.
Very well. Now, do I need to see to your wounds, Pathfinder?
I don't think he would. He'd be like, no, I'm fine.
And indeed,
Skunk away.
it takes a few moments and your hit points are back up to full, including your stamina. Same with you, Barrett. You've caught your breath.
He's had a nap.
Power nap, 2 seconds.
He's had a
2
nap.
seconds later, right, I'm back.
Ooh.
What I miss?
So put all your, if you've lost hit points, put the map back up to full, stamina back up to full, spell points back up to full.
I have done the thing where I have, oh god, I've forgotten how many hit points I had a second ago. I think I didn't take any damage. I think I was on 47.
I took
You were.
1 damage.
The entire fight. Corveth, however.
Yeah.
Do I go back up to the what it was before the meal? Because it's temporary, isn't it? So I don't know. Like
The temporaries, once temporaries are gone, they're gone.
yeah, I figured. Yeah, okay. So that's
So you go back up to your normal max.
yeah, that's what I've got.
Okay.
Right, I will go back and check to see if I got that right. But, right, do you guys end of the combat there? We are at 2:15. Do you want to take a quick break?
The smog hounds have been defeated, and you can't help but look at the bodies. There is good food, meat, within those bodies. They look a little bit malnourished though, so possibly not that good. But the hides could be quite valuable. But I don't think any of you have any skinning tools, do you?
No.
I do not.
So you're probably
I have a great axe.
Yeah, it's not going to be good enough.
I'm going to prod one with like the butt of my stick, my staff, and I'm going to sort of wonder aloud. I wonder what makes these things smoke. A gland, perhaps. Perhaps there is maybe it's like sweat. And as I do that, I'm actually going to reach in, grab my little cloth, and sort of dab my brow. I wonder if we could replicate this in some tincture or another.
It's magic, mate. So if anyone's going to do that, it's you.
Perhaps. Although this is not my specialty, I'm a botanist.
Well, start learning.
Yeah, I'll give. I mean, I guess I will. If we're going to eat them, I may as well see if any strange organs are present.
I don't think we can eat them. So I think we don't have the skills, do we? So we've got to leave them.
No, we can butcher them. I think we just
you
can't
don't
skin
have the
them.
tools, really. You need the right tools. Otherwise, you're taking daggers and stuff. You're going to make a real dog's breakfast of the whole thing.
Well, they are dogs.
yeah. You make a whole hound's breakfast out of it, which is the objective. Unfortunately, yes, the weaponry you've got is not going to be good enough. You can't do the precision work you need to be able to carve out some of the meats and stuff like that. So
very well.
Got to waste.
I suppose we leave them here to rot and for their fellows to come back and feast merrily.
Yeah.
We'll feed something else.
The circle of life.
However, you're not too far from your destination. And resuming your normal formation, it takes no more than a few hours before the Devil's Crack is within sight. It is indeed this large sort of crack that runs down into the lava itself. The lava kind of already beginning to recede as the moons swing their way round, the hound finally catching the fox.
Isn't it beautiful?
Some time to wait until the moons rise, perfectly in time with the setting sun, at which point the lava should recede for at least a couple of hours.
Well,
all these moons rising and the devil's arse and all that. I don't know why you think it's beautiful, wizard.
Well, this is a once in 20-year cycle, Master Dwarf. Once in 20 years.
Okay,
and whatever is in there...
It's your 20th birthday.
Whatever is in there... Actually, that only happens once. And whatever is in that cave is going to make us incredibly famous.
Famous?
Yes.
I just wanted to have money. I didn't want to be famous. All right, whatever.
Well, with money and fame come... I was going to say women, but I suppose that might be a bit of a damper for a dwarf. Dwarf women are not comely.
Agreed.
Are you going to wait out the time?
Yeah, Carver's going to just look around a bit. He doesn't care for the banter that's going on between the two. Doesn't really interest him, so he's going to just not go too far, but just roam around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to create a temporary dazing poison.
Okay, you've got time to do that.
And once it is complete, and I sort of go off to a little corner, and you see like a plume of little purplish greenish smoke come up every now and again, and I go, "Oh, damn it! Blast my hand!" And as I'm sort of sucking on a burn there, I'm finishing the poison, and I'm like, "Pathfinder, come here.
Keep it down, wizard."
Look, you have used one of my poisons, and quite well, I might add. I believe it saved your life. Here is a replacement, but this one needs to be used before the day is done.
I take it.
Okay.
Without a word, stash it away.
So what exactly are we...
So cross off.
I like that.
Go
So
on.
it's another dazing potion, right? Okay.
Yeah, temporary though. It only lasts for 24 hours.
Barrick will approach the wizard. So, what exactly are we expecting to find at the Devil's Arsehole when all this happens? Because you are here crafting these poisons which you think are going to be used in a day, and you sounded a little bit suspicious earlier on, saying that we have no idea what we're in for.
I'll be quite honest with you, friend dwarf, and with you, Corvus. I sort of on purpose raise my voice to make sure he hears me. The chap that wrote the most well-documented text I could find on this, as I said, went by the name of. Just let me remind myself. I can't see it in my. Harold Glimbane. I could find no account of his return. So I would imagine he either returned and we lost the records of that return, as well as all that discovery, which I find unlikely, or his body is at the bottom of this cave with the flowers, if there are any flowers. But what we should find is a blue flower with red thorns. I think I got that the right way around. It is said to be beautiful, and we will witness its blooming. We will harvest it. You may sell yours, and I and the Pathfinder shall create potions and poisons with ours, as well as study their effects, and perhaps it'll provide some succor to the folk in this area. Or their doom. Who's to say?
Very well, as long as there's no bloody fire elementals or anything, because I'm not going to be able to help you with that.
Master Dwarf, you will be most helpful in that situation. I'm quite sure I could run quicker than you.
I don't think you can, actually. We dwarves are quite killers, aren't we, at short distances.
I see.
Natural sprinters.
Well, not those three.
The sun begins to set, and ahead
sun
of
is
you, you
setting.
can see the moons begin to crest the horizon, larger than ever seen before. In unison, there's this kind of crunching, slurping sound as the lava suddenly begins to recede, the crack revealing far more of itself. An entrance now that goes within this cave. You can already see as the lava recedes, there's a sudden burst of life. Plants suddenly seem to be sprouting, strange fronds of multicolors suddenly bursting forth around the cave, almost beckoning you to come in.
By Artemis, it's true. Look, friends, look! Is it not wondrous? Is it not a magnificent thing of the world?
I admit, wizard, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Think of the riches you will find at the end of this cave, dwarf. As for you, Pathfinder, let us agree to put our previous disagreement behind us in the pursuit of what is before us.
Well, let's go. Off we are.
After you, Master Dwarf. Your folk are best underground, after all.
Not me. Don't make assumptions. And he's gonna
I'll
so-
go. Yeah.
No. An elf will go underground where a dwarf dare not.
Oh, for God's sake.
And I will lead the way. The donkey.
Yes. What are you going to do with the donkey?
Say, Corvus, you're rather skilled. Could you instruct Bill to remain here, as hidden as he can be?
Well,
Perhaps
instruction's
in a
one
clever
thing, but maybe a rope and a stake would also do the job.
That as well, but I'd rather you tell him to be quiet the entire time. I'll leave him with 2 extra bags of feed. He can just munch away. I'm sure he can go a day without food on the return journey.
I'll do my best. So yeah, I can try and soothe Bill. Sure. Want me to roll that?
No. You had such a good roll.
Got a bond.
You've got a better bond with Bill than me.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I've been cucked out of my own donkey.
Having a look around, you find somewhere secluded, quiet. You lead Bill there, make sure he's fine, put some feed down, and once he's settled, yeah, he should keep quiet. He's out of sight, shouldn't draw any attention.
Well, I know I said all that thing about an elf going first, Corvus, but perhaps you would like to take the first step. I'll give you the honor.
That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah, I will take points.
Perhaps slightly closer this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Right, and what we're going to do is move you to the new map.
I will not unhand me.
Oh fuck! I didn't expect that. Oh, that hurt. I sort of belched mid laugh, and it wasn't nice.
Well. Not there.
You find yourselves at the entrance
You
of
can't
this magnificent
fool me. I've
cave,
seen Little Shop of Horrors.
filled with incredible life, the blossoming of plants. But what takes your immediate attention is ahead of you. There is this large plant. The flowers are a brilliant blue. There are thorns scattered across the floor, touched vines, the vines crawling everywhere. And those thorns drip almost with a kind of red sap of some kind. The plant itself wavers back and forth, and you see the flowers kind of arrayed around huge petals.
I'm sketching. I'm sketching away, and I'm making notes every step of the way. I am now in full researcher mode. I am not paying much attention to anything else. These guys are going to have to tell me if shit goes down.
I am observing, listening, watching. It's a plant, cool. It's spectacular, but yeah, plants attract animals and other things. So yeah, that's what Corvin's in hunter mode. Or
just think. I wonder. Are you saying any of this out loud?
No.
Okay.
Just what he's doing.
I shall keep my opinion to myself because I wouldn't actually have anything to riff off there.
Oh, have our temporary hit points worn off at this point? We still gone?
No. I'm just putting yours to what they were on the other sheet. There we go.
I'm sure mine were 47. I'm sure they were.
I
19 plus 28. Yeah, it was 47. I've got it in my calculator still.
Yeah. 47.
Plus my extra 7, actually, because I forgot to put those.
They don't stack.
No, because
he's got an
I
extra...
don't know. I'll let you have those now. So you are on.
Yeah.
Bloody hell!
Wow.
Yeah, because I get an extra. I get an extra 50% temporary hit points when I eat food.
Of course you do. You fat bastard. Yeah. I don't mean to upset anyone, but Endurian has forgotten himself and he is wandering forward, sketching away, and making notes.
Should we leave him to it, Gordon?
Tempting, but it would be a wasted trip if we were to leave here without him now.
Well, I don't need him to sell the flowers. Whatever, let's go.
How keen is my hearing?
I don't have my character again.
Your
I'm not paying attention, so it doesn't really matter.
You're not paying attention, but when someone's talking, you can hear.
So you just sort of hear me sort of shout back over mid-mumble, I heard that.
I can't move my character.
Well, you did tell him to unhand you.
Hang on.
He's stuck.
How about now?
Yeah.
So, Elf, is this this big thing here? How much is this worth?
I could not tell you, but it is not what we're looking for.
Why not? I mean, look at it.
What did I tell you outside?
This looks a lot more spectacular than some blue flower with red thorns. Thank you very much.
This is not what we need. I am a botanist. Do I recognize this at all from maybe the books I've read?
No, you. It matches the descriptions of what you're looking for.
Oh, so it is a blue flower, red thorns.
It is. I couldn't find.
Yes, this is what we actually want. Well spotted.
Thought it was.
So graphically, it's purple, but it's
Expected to
blue.
be so big.
Neither did I. But you have to remember, each pound of this plant will fetch you at least 100 florins to the right people. And I estimate there are many pounds to this plant.
Oh yeah. Let's just hope your mule survives, so I can carry more of it.
Indeed. This is why he was imperative to the quest. I'm going to take more steps, and I'm going to start sketching the route in particular.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to notice the blue trees. Or are these just more of the same?
No, these seem to be. It's a common kind of almost weed-like plant. In lava, it goes into the rock, and then when the lava recedes, it kind of blossoms.
Now, I must tell both of you once more, we do not know the properties of the blue flower with red thorns. Therefore, it is wise that we study it a little bit before we attempt to handle it. And if you do handle it, wear gloves.
My gloves are fingerless, so
So mine.
Yeah, I mean, so am mine, but I'm sure I can.
Some rags or something.
Yeah. I've got a herbalist kit with me, so which I would have brought like parts of my herbalist kit inside.
Of course.
Not the entire bloody thing. But I've got enough safety gear, I would hope, to handle this thing somewhat safely. But I am now going to stand by. I'm going to put my my pencil or my graphite and parchment back in my bag. I'm going to sort of stand back a little bit, and I'm going to prod this root with the end of my stick.
You prod the root. It is tough, but doesn't seem to react to your prodding. You can see where it's almost the vines themselves have the tendrils coming off the main stem have gone down into the obsidian.
Does the lava reach all the way into here, or would it only? So this thing is resistant to lava.
It seems to be, and when the lava is in, if I show you.
Well, I suppose it just sort of.
You estimate the lava would probably get to about there.
How many hours do I reckon we've got before we need to get out?
You've got at least 2, possibly 3 hours. So
we have 2 hours to do this. I'm going to sort of take out my my dagger. I'm going to attempt to move up. And as I do, little bird construct made out of ether is going to hop onto my shoulder. Sort of. And I am going to sort of... Is it light in here?
You've got the glow of the plants, and you've got the light streaming in from outside still, but the back of the chamber descends into darkness apart from the luminescent.
I will tap my staff, click my fingers, and I'm going to focus on light as well.
Okay. And with that, bright light bursts around you. Maxine, you need to go down.
Max, I was very confused for a moment there. Who's Max and what does he
busy
see?
Human, I need your attention.
The chamber illuminates, and you can see things much more clearly now. This vine growth is incredibly aggressive and has probably lain dormant. Looking at the petals and the bed of flowers you see before you, that looks incredibly fresh. Your light shows off the glistening kind of sap of new birth in the plant.
I'm going to reach up with my knife and attempt to cut a slice
of the vine,
the flower. So you've got.
Oh,
I assume that what I'm seeing is like all these little nodules here are a flower. Would that be fair to say, or is this?
It's the flowers.
The big thing. Okay. Yeah, I will. I will test the waters. I will take a slice of the vine, and I will test it with my little pipette. I don't know what's in a herbalism kit.
Okay, so you begin to hack at the vine, and you continue hacking at it, and You're using your dagger that
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got?
It's like it's a dagger, but it's sharp. I use it for gardening.
Yeah. Okay. You're a good minute into almost sawing and hacking at this vine, and no, you're not.
I
even
used
cutting
my
through it.
machete.
Right,
Machete.
no, hang on.
No, no.
An axe is for
Completely lost
chopping.
patience. I got a machete for whacking weeds.
Whichever one of you brutes wishes to do it, just do it. We
I
need
was
to
fast.
get working on this now.
All right,
or we
I'll
will
let
have
you-
a very.
I'll miss. Don't worry.
There'll be flames. Flames
Okay.
on the side of our face.
Who's doing what?
I'm just thinking that the Carveth will just lose patience with
Me,
with
like
Imperium, and
delicately
just like
trying
with
to
his daft little
surgically.
dagger, you know, for a minute scraping at this thing, you know, not getting very fast. So I've got a freaking machete, right? So I'm just gonna like bring it up and just like slam it down on the root and just basically just try and sever it.
Okay, you bring the machete down on the root, and it does cut into the root. It takes a few more hacks, and eventually, you're through. There's almost a quiver that runs through the rest of the vines when you do this. And the piece you've chopped away from the main body begins to shrivel as it leaks out this kind of reddish sap. The thorns become quite pale, and then it kind of almost turns into ash.
I'm going to step away and be freaked out by this because I've never seen this.
No, you fool! Collect the ichor. Collect it, and I'm going to try and collect as much of it as possible.
Because the plant is acting like an animal, which
it's bleeding.
is like really just like I've never seen this before.
You've never seen sap.
Well, it's more like it turned into ash and it's shuddering in pain and that kind of stuff. You know, is what resembles pain. I think is what is reacting to.
Okay, you quickly collect as much of the sap, but the sap's going quite hard,
I
fast.
stop it. I can always try and put an anticoagulant on that later.
Oh, absolutely. You scoop some up, and you notice where the vine has been severed. The part that's still connected to the main body, there's a growth. The vine's kind of growing rapidly to seal off the end and prevent any more sap.
That's very fascinating.
So is the sap what we're selling, or
no? But it could be valuable. I'm going to put sap.
What's happened to the piece of root that I've cut off?
It's turned to ash and crumbled.
So the harvesting situation, friends. And I'm sort of like I'm hunched over and I'm sort of studying it very closely. Yes, we need to cut one of these vines, I believe. 3 to 5 bottles of sap ought to be enough for this venture. I can come back in 20 years. It's not a problem. What we will do is cut from the end of the vine so that we can preserve as much of the plant as possible in order for it to continue a healthy life down here in its cave. You notice I'm still sweating, I'm not wheezing, and I'm not coughing. It's almost as if I'm too focused to be ill. And so I say to both of you, here is a vial each. Go and chop the end of the vine so you don't do as little damage as possible to the plant, and gather some more sap for me.
We didn't come here to gather some sticky goo that's going to fuse into bottles.
Look at the coagulation that is just performed here. If we were to collect enough of this and find out a way to replicate it, we may even be able to restore lost limbs. There is potential regenerative properties to this plant. Would you put that away just to have a little dig at me?
Speak plain, wizard. What do you mean? Because there's a lot of big words there for Carveth to comprehend. So.
I will speak slowly, Pathfinder, so you may understand what I am telling you. This is going to make us not only rich, but may provide healing tinctures that can restore the use of limbs, or perhaps even regrow them. Look at the regenerative properties. Look how it grew back immediately. Someone is being wounded on the battlefield. If we apply this sap in a certain way, mixed well with the human's blood, it could very easily do the same effect for them.
Right, hand me a bloody vial.
I'm going to... See, the dwarf understands, somehow. I'm going to hand him a vial.
He
Okay.
immediately just starts hacking at.
Further down the vine, you fool! Oh,
You just said it can regenerate,
Oh.
so
but we need it to survive another 20 years. We need to do as little damage as we can.
too late.
There's another quiver as your great axe just comes crashing down through one of these vines, instantly severing it.
As
Out of
you
char- out of
eloquently
character.
put before, wizard, I'm not going to be here in another 20 years. Yeah, now I just go in.
Out of
Don't be
character.
shitty, I'm not bothered.
Out of character.
Mhm.
This is a really bad idea. Also, yes, but imagine what this could do for extending the human lifespan. You could be here in 20 years. Should this do what I think it might do?
You don't know what this will do. You don't even know if it's really worth anything. Who's going to buy this? This is mud in a jar.
You didn't care about the money.
Here's your mud, wizard.
Thank you.
Now let's go get the flowers.
Indeed.
I'm climbing.
Uh-oh. The dwarf is
Okay.
climbing.
Now, remember, be
So,
gentle.
Barak, you're making your way. You're making your way to the flower bed.
Yeah,
in
that's
the middle of
what we
this,
need to pluck
plant,
in.
yeah?
Is these things in the middle.
Can I ask you to roll 2d20 plus 5?
2d20
Random rolls.
plus 5.
He's just going to be immediately swallowed by this thing.
Incredible. 14.
Dead.
He's just dead.
Okay.
Not 20, you're dead.
You move to the flowers, being very careful. As you approach, your foot starts to, you get this kind of, and there's a sap that seems to be clinging to your feet. And then your foot is really stuck. And then the petals suddenly come slamming upwards. You've now trapped within this flower.
More?
So what I had you roll, Barak, was your uncanny senses.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
To see whether you were alerted to the fact you were walking into danger.
We could have told him that before he climbed up there. I'm just going to sort of, can we just like exchange sort of, if you look at my camera, it's just you and I just go.
Okay, so we've got a couple of things here. First of all, Barrett, you are now trapped in this inside of this plant. There is an incredible burning on your skin as acid begins to secrete about from the petals themselves. You're also in a position where you can't breathe. So what we're going to do is I'm going to
you're all right.
you.
Yeah, prop for that, yeah.
Barrack, if you
That
can
is
hear
fine.
me, and
So
I'm
we're
gonna get my parchment. If you can hear me in there, Barrack, describe the sensations you're feeling.
Now, you're lucky. It's your endurance
nice.
skill, and you have a total breath equal to 10 plus your endurance skill, which is 23. But you didn't have a chance to hold your breath, as in taking the deep breath. So you have half of that.
So
You've got 11 breath. At the start of each of your rounds, you lose a point of breath. When that breath reaches 0, you start taking wounds. You're dying at that point. You're drowning
okay, so
or
I'm
suffocating.
just going to put an 11 there.
Yeah, so I'll keep track of this, but every time you do an action or you exert yourself, you lose a point of breath.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we've got to go now round by round because this is so you lot have seen this flower this plant snap up. Barak is trapped within. There's movement as he's probably struggling, and you're now beginning to smell. For you, Endorian, you are smelling.
Oh, you broke up. I'm smelling what? You broke up. I'm smelling
Sorry?
what?
Oh, you're smelling the unmistakable scent of.
Oh, it's
acid.
digesting
Really.
him. That is fascinating. Scribbles it down.
So, on round 1, we're going to go to you last, Barak. The people outside the plant, what are you doing other than taking notes?
I'm gonna. I want to rescue him. I like him, so I'm gonna. Yeah, go in there. He's like stuck, isn't he? Like he's stuck. His feet are rooted, basically, aren't they? So I'm gonna try and bowl him over.
Yeah, you
I
saw
guess.
this kind of.
You know, try to run there and just try and get some leverage for him.
I mean, he's behind a petal.
Yeah, I'd have to go in there somehow.
I mean,
Like,
you
follow-
could just like try and cut around him.
So what are you trying to do, Corvette?
Yeah, I think he'll basically try and like forcibly just try and not push him over exactly, but give him some extra leverage in his attempts to get away. So sort of approach him at speed and use that momentum to try and help him out of the
You're
trap
gonna
he's in.
you're gonna end up getting stuck in.
I
there.
know.
Okay, so move yourself towards Barrack. So you're
Okay.
next to. You've got obviously the plant between you and him. But what you're doing is feeling the petals, trying to find if you can find Barrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
try and help him. If he's attempting to escape, you're going to try and help him escape. Okay, brilliant. Endurian, what are you doing?
It's fascinating. Fascinating. What can I do in this situation?
Well, I think that's enough for this round, and I think that's quite apt. You're busy contemplating.
I know
the
what
options.
I can. Is this technically combat, or can I cast spells without worrying about spell points?
You always spend spell points when you cast spells, but you can get them back.
So would I bother spending it, or no, I've spent it? Would I bother marking it down? Would it come back?
You mark it down just in case.
I will go ahead and cast Detect Aether and add that to my my focusing.
Okay, so you cast Detect Aether, your eyes glimmer with incredible power, and instantly this entire room seems to be transformed as you see within the world of Aether, the kind of energy world that parallels the physical world. The vines are glimmering with power, the petals themselves as this pulsing life and energy within them. This plant is infused with Aether. There is Aether everywhere around this. The vines, the plant, the petals, everything. You've never seen anything like
Corvette, it's glorious.
I don't even hear him.
I will name this the Aether Flower in the common tongue. It's glorious. Sketches.
Right. We are moving to you, Barrack. At the start of your turn, you've lost a point of breath. I'm also asking you to make a system shock saving throw as the acid
Aren't those
begins
the ones
to
you
burn.
do to not die?
System
You
shock
want to, you
plus 9, so just a d20 plus 9.
Yeah, you need 20 or higher.
Yeah.
Hey! He's fine.
Yes. So you're resisting the acid, as in this was to prevent you taking an immediate wound from the acid. But instead, you take that is 16 acid damage as it begins to eat at your hit points. So the trap's working on two ways. One, you can get instant wounds regardless of your hit points. Two, it's also whittling your hit points.
Right. Well, with that, I'm sort of going to be like pushing against the petal between me and Corvith with my axe, just sort of trying to rip through it.
Okay, you got a couple of ways of doing this. Are you using just raw strength, just trying to burst through, or are you trying to get a feel, get leverage, and use something like athletics to try and prise it open?
I will try athletics. I think I've got a better chance because I'm Grandmaster in athletics after all. So,
yeah, that's pretty good. So you've got a greater bane to this test. However, as you're prizing and attempting to get out, Corvith, you can kind of feel where Barrack is moving, and you can aid. So that won't be a greater bane; it will be a bane.
I'm helping.
There we go. Plus 11.
You want to make an athletics,
Bane,
and that costs you a point of breath as well.
and a point of breath. Yeah.
And there we go. So the two of you working fast, you open one of the petals, you prize it. Corvith, you've got Barrack's arm, and you're now pulling him out. Barrack, you're using all of your strength to effectively get out. And as you tumble away from the plant. It's really bad, Barrick. Your boots have been left in the plant.
Fuck.
But you're free, gasping for breath and wiping the burning acid off your
I'm
skin.
going to dash over with some vials and attempt to collect some of the acid off of him.
I'm going to punch him
Oh,
in the face.
you my shield will activate.
What can I use? Raw strength. Oh, it's a saving throw. Isn't it?
Unarmed is for punching, if you do want to punch him.
I don't know if I have.
There could be explosive consequences.
I've not got unarmed on my sheet, so what would the roll even be?
Yeah, but are you just kind of pushing?
I guess,
Endurian
yeah, I'm just
away.
shoving him. Like,
Was your
Yeah,
fist-
shoving like that. You got the strength, you got the athletics. That's different. You're not trying to do harm. You just
Look,
push him
Dwarf,
out
I
of the way
understand
and,
you don't want this to happen, but if we collect this, we could find a way to
Well-
use it.
go in there yourself.
That was the plan. However, you beat me to it, and now I don't think I want to anymore.
I'm going to look to Gorvith. Thank you for your aid, Gorvith. I owe you. And he's going to look down to his.
Same for me. Not that I would.
Probably you.
the
Yeah.
now run forward. And they rest back onto the ground. The flowers that had retreated now begin to come back up again. But as they do so, unmistakably in the very center, nothing left but bits of metal that haven't, they're pitted and corroded. But you see what appears to be the remains of a herbalism kit and a belt buckle and various adventuring
Harold
pieces.
Glenbane.
Quite possibly.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, let's step away from the evil flower thing. Yeah.
Endurian, could you make a herbalism
I
check,
can
please?
indeed. Herbalism. I am not a grandmaster. I am an expert with a +8, and I believe expert is just 2. Is expert 2d20?
Expert is +3 plus your
Yes,
relevant.
2d20 +8. Let's go to the right tab. Roll 2d20. No boons or banes, or does my detect data
No
help
boons
me
or
here at all?
Absolutely. This is why you're
brilliant.
making the roll.
God damn it! I will use a fate point.
Oh.
Cross off a fate point. Roll
Is
again.
it the same 2d20? Yeah.
Yep, same 2d20. You repeat the test with all the dice
Nice.
that you had.
There we go.
Oh, much better. Right, 2 seconds.
So I have 2 fate points, so I'm going to use the 1 on this fateful day.
I haven't used any at all.
Did you not use one against the wolves? No, you didn't. You didn't in the end, did you?
Yeah, I've got one that I haven't used because, end credits.
Right. I think they come back at the end of the adventuring day, don't they? Fate points, or after?
They do.
Yes.
After you've had a rest, you get all your fate points back.
So Endurian just kind of his eyes glaze over for a second as he as you guys, I don't know, do muscle bro stuff in the background.
Be that like Terminator meme with Arnold and whatever the black guy was.
But if
Oh, you mean Predator?
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, Predator, that's the one. Yeah, not
Uh,
Terminator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl Weathers. Yeah.
Well, see, the whisper works until it appears on your
yes,
screen.
don't look at those. You could have Discord at me in future.
Yes, I'll do that in future. This is a good
yeah.
demonstration of the system I use to encourage role playing rather than.
I'm going to sort of
Yeah.
stop. I'm going to wander around the back of the plant. Follow me.
Well, I'm staying far behind him.
Has it been long
Yeah.
enough that I get my spell point back? Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
make-
follow warily.
I'm gonna follow the trail of vines.
Mm,
Okay. They lead around until you come to the end of the cave, but the vines themselves seem to have broken through the rock from beyond. And they seem to have come from, yes, you could see where the vines have almost like burrowed through the cave wall.
Gentlemen, the plant is behind this wall.
oh, I left my mining kit at home. What a shame.
Don't look at me.
We do. This is where the plants lie, behind this wall. We need to get through here within 2 hours.
What's the wall like? Is it like just a solid rock wall?
It looks like an obsidian wall. There are cracks across it where the vines have obviously poked through.
I am going to... both of you need to cover your ears. And I'm
Okay.
going to take a step back, drawing a deep breath, and shout, "Open sesame!" and use my shout spell on the wall.
There is a shattering noise as the wall pretty much crumbles before you, absolutely brittle. You think even your staff tapping it
This is
might
cool.
have been enough to cause this effect. But the wall shatters apart. You see the vines continuing on and a door. This door, however, looks incredibly strange. It is made of metal and has strange symbols across it. The vines come from under the door, and you can see where they have twisted some of the metal apart, almost forcing the door not quite open, but wedged now in an awkward position. As you look at the door, the lock looks strange. This is pre-Ashfall. This is a complex that existed long, long before magic returned.
I am sketching the fuck away, making notes. You know that like sketch that is in that Tolkien made of the doors of Durin. I'm now doing this entirely like sketching and like, I'm going to turn to him and say, "Gentlemen, we may have discovered something more ancient than magic,
Hmm.
and behind that door is the true plant. You see, it's a smart thing, intelligent perhaps. It is using the plant out there as a decoy to defend its flowers in here. Dwarf, as you can see, the door is slightly open. Do you think you could get it open all the way?"
Very well. As long as I don't try and trap me in some bullshit. What's the equivalent of investigation? Nice. I have a +5 to this.
So investigation is your catch-all for anything where you're just having a really good look at something or feeling for it or whatever that might be.
Oh,
How are we looking? So what were you trying to... You were just trying to see if there's a way
I was
of...
just making sure there was no kind of traps or hungry plants or anything like that might try and ensnare me when I pull on this
New
door.
paranoia unlocked.
Yeah. So there are no... Investigation can find simple traps. Otherwise, you need find remove traps to find the more complicated ones. But looking at this looks like a door. You can see where the vines, as they force the door through, the lock is shattered. Looks a very complicated lock. Multiple bolts and pieces going through. The kind of jam of the door is twisted. Having a good look at it, yeah, if you get your axe in, you can probably jimmy it, and yeah, you think you can probably open the door.
All right, I'm going to pry it open.
Okay. And with that, and then a snapping noise, not from your axe.
My family's axe!
The hinges explode, and the door almost comes falling down on top of you. You quickly move back, and there is a thundering crunch as the door lands on the ground, not even bouncing, but lying still. As you look ahead, you can see the strange metallic corridor stretching ahead of you. The floor looks almost immaculate if it weren't for these vines everywhere.
By Artemis.
And we shall
Oh,
finish
you
the session.
son of a...
Well. That was pretty good.
It was very good. Thank you.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Right, I suppose if we're ending here, the best thing to do is to say we'll go down the line, and I suppose we'll give feedback as this is still sort of in production, sort of testing phase.
Yeah, we're doing the final.
Yeah, so
final
we'll give a little bit
tweaks
of feedback, the
Yeah.
likes and dislikes. Nothing too heavy because we're not too involved as of yet. But we'll give it like a simple bit of a good and a bad, if there is a bad, and a what you enjoyed most kind of thing. And because Brass, you're at the top of the list, you get to go first.
Well, I mean, I haven't really got much of a criticism. It works really well. Obviously, still learning the ropes and trying to figure out where things are and what I'm doing. It is a lot more different to 5e than I first thought it would be, which is good, to be honest. But no, I actually I like it. It fits together. It flows well. I mean, the combat was quite good. It didn't take too long. There wasn't honestly, the turn's probably a lot quicker than a D&D turn. And I think as we learn how to do the rolls and what we're actually rolling and when, then I could see it flowing very fast, which is nice. I also I like that. I mean, I like the temporary hit points from the food. It was very good. I saved a few people. And yeah, I just enjoyed it. So thank you very much, Dean.
Thank you, Brass. And of course, you will all level after this, and we've got 2 more sessions. So feedback. We only had the one combat. So I think a few more combats, and you can probably give better feedback on the combats.
What about the esteemed gentleman, Veriax?
Hiya. Yeah, I mean, I have played 5th edition, which is what people are going to compare this to, but I don't think I got a very good kind of representation of it, really. That's all I got to directly compare it to. But yeah, something I really like is that you don't really have to wonder too much about what you have to roll. I really like the double rolling and the triple rolling, and when you get to a master, the fact that you can re-roll dice, when you want to. So there's a lot of flexibility about how you kind of approach the dice that you roll and things like that. So yeah, just for me, the simplicity of once you figure out like what you've got to roll, it's very easy to play. Basically, you don't have to worry too much about what dice to roll and how things work, because it's very intuitive, like in terms of like when things hit, when things miss, when dodges work, and then when things work against the dodges and things like that. So I got all that. So yeah, it's very slick in that regard. So yeah, thanks. It's been fun. Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far.
Ooh, okay. Aside from the general role play and the storytelling, which chaps on all fronts, all 3 of you, was excellent, really top-notch stuff. Mechanically, this game feels like a mosaic. There's a lot of little things that fit together really, really well. As Brass alluded to, we really needed the food there, otherwise Corvus would be dead. There was also other points where debuffs, knocking people down, and all the rest of it was really necessary to give us an edge in a fight. I can see how if we hadn't had a cooking person, this would not have gone well for us. So I see that it's really important that it's the tactics within the fight and how the roles go within the fight, but the preparation and making sure that you've got the best chance should a fight occur is also very good. So I see it all fitting together. And like you were telling me offline, Dean, there's like glimmers of a moments where I can kind of see how it sort of fits together. I could see the cogs turning. It came really naturally to me, which I find really refreshing. And it was different enough from 5th edition that I felt as if I was experiencing something new and learning something, and not knowing what anything does. I felt threatened. I felt immersed, and it was really funny when Barrett got eaten by a flower. But no, otherwise, we've all obviously had fun. Have you got anything that you want to say to us before we end recording? Anything you want to say to the audience?
No, I'm just looking forward to the second session when hopefully you'll be exploring the ruins. There's so much more. You get to go to level 2 now, which means I can up the fights a little bit more, make them a bit more interesting. Not that they aren't interesting at first level. In fact, it's the one thing we didn't experience is going to 0 hit points. And in that instance, you're resisting taking wounds at that point because your fight has left you. You can no longer roll with the blow. So dropping to 0 doesn't mean you lose the character straight away. It means you're now on the ropes and you fail 5 system shock rolls. Your character.
I gave it a good go, man. I'll try hard.
He tried to get down to 0.
Yeah. And of course, you've hit immediately upon one of the things, which is our camping. We wanted there to be things you could do when you're out in the wilds camping. Ways to hide your camp so that you've got, if there's a random encounter, you're in a better position against that random encounter. And things you can do. It all costs bits of money. And what you're not going to find in this game is Dragon Horde with hundreds of thousands of gold. You're just not going to find that. The economy is a lot tighter. If you find treasure, it's going to be, pennies, maybe, a florin or 2. As you go up the levels, that increases slightly, but it's not a logarithmic, shooting up. It's a steady progression. So money and resources always becomes a thing. So you're using your cooking kits. They come in really handy, but they cost money to do that. And you've got to tie that against, hopefully, a really big pay when you get
Hey,
these
look,
flowers.
it's a kitty cat.
Maximum. It is.
Mine just came in screaming at me.
But thanks so much. It was really great role playing with the 3 of you. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to session 2.
Well, chaps, thank you very much for joining us. If you're still here at the end of this 3-hour video, then please do like, subscribe, and do all the other YouTuber stuff. Specifically, go and check out Dean over on X, as well as Untold Destiny over on X, linked below in the description. Go and subscribe to Veriax and follow him on his various places, also linked in the description. And I suppose you should also give Brax a follow on X as well, though he never posts. Gentlemen, it has been glorious. And next time, we die horribly. Ta-ta for now.